bathroom and I came back just as you were doing that. And I was so
Okay. Let's start cueing some music. And yes, I'm recording. Don't worry.
Nice.
nice.
Okay, everyone get situated. We'll start in like a minute. I'm gonna cue some music and then we'll get going.
No.
No. I don't want to know what happens.
It's in your thousands, son.
It's like the end of.
If I stop now, no one dies.
Yeah, it's like the end of Pirates when you guys are like, well, if we don't play, then nothing bad happens, right?
Like, stop for an hour. Like, we stalled it for like an hour.
Yeah, you guys fucking stalled it. I was ready to go, and I was like, okay, guys, let's go. And you're all like, I don't want to join. And I was like, why? And they were like, because then it'll be over. And I'm like, you fucks.
Yeah.
Hey, face your problems head on.
I don't want to. That would be the
us,
adult
don't
thing to
you?
do.
Great.
Why can I do that when I can be dramatic?
That's true, that's true. It was really funny, though. Okay. I think if I get us up to like 2 hours, that'd be pretty good. Yeah, Spike, I'll send you actual stuff for Iker after today's session, so we have actual things for his blood magic.
August, we need to work on the familiars.
I think they're pretty fleshed out for the most part. I mean,
no,
like,
the stats.
oh, I think we should just use like the base stat blocks, and then I'll just write like a cool ability for each of them. I like the
'Cause we
idea.
have the temporary ones
Yeah.
that we found online.
I like the idea that Visca can like kind of like mimic people's voices like a Kenku. And that could be used for like
Yeah.
distraction stuff.
Yeah. Love.
Okay. Man, today's session's gonna be fun. I don't think it's going to be super combat heavy. I think it's gonna be more like last session, where it's more just like role playing and developing your guys' characters. So,
But this
obviously,
time, Iker
I don't know
was
if
a
I
dumbass and got himself caught.
Yeah. the thing is
Oh,
like.
yeah, Iker died.
Yeah, the thing is like even though there won't be any combat, there's still gonna be like emotional drama, because you know, sometimes
Iker did
talking,
die.
yeah, sometimes talking hurts more.
Instead of physically scarring us, you're gonna emotionally scar us. Great, good to know.
That's what I do, baby. That's what I do. Man, I wish we had recordings of Pirates, so like so all the new players. I'm so sad that we don't have Lee's reaction to Burley dying on camera. I
my God,
want that
that was
so
funny.
fucking badly. The way that he just throws his headset and leaves the room. It was like honestly the highlight of the entire campaign.
Bro,
That
what
was
can
so
I
funny.
say? I'm an expressive little lad.
It was actually really funny because I was telling all my coworkers at work about Pirates, and they were all like, "Man, I really like this Burley character. He's like kind of fun and cute." And I was like, "Ha, ha, 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 ha."
Girl,
Okay, so audience, since you haven't got to see it, would you like to now?
Yeah, sure. Show me.
I'll shut up. Well, I'll shut up about the wall after this.
Okay, let's see it. Let's see it.
Wall.
Oh, that's sick. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
wall.
Very nice.
Bro,
I love his
3 hours
artwork.
to-
Yeah, his artwork is fucking great.
Yes.
Can I draw your character?
When?
Duh.
Okay.
Duh.
No, yeah, you can. I love artwork of Mari.
I-
She's so slay.
Yeah, it'll be
Oh, yeah,
great.
she's hot. I'm just doing it because she's hot.
Dude,
That's
for
totally
real.
valid.
Yeah.
She's hot as shit.
Like Lou's drawing of Mari, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
just, oh my god.
I'm ready to
so
see.
nice.
Oh, Spike, you're kind of cutting out. You may wanna
Yeah.
fix your mic. I'm excited to see how these characters are gonna develop with their look, because I think all the pirate crew has I think all their looks are pretty solidified now. So
No, you're incorrect about that, actually.
really,
Oh yeah. Lee and I have already talked about this.
whom?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Shava and Nim look very different now.
Their
because
changes look
of
over the
time.
past year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I mean like our finalization of them.
Oh yeah.
I think has
Nim's
been pretty
skirt,
set. Yeah.
Icon.
Wait, what the hell did you just say?
Nim's skirt icon.
Oh.
Yeah, he wears a skirt.
Okay.
It's like my
I-
favorite thing.
I thought you said Nim Squirt.
Nim's
Oh.
squirt. I mean, he did, and then he had 2 babies.
He do though.
He do squirt
Oh.
into Shava.
Let's not do this right now.
Bro, I was talking to Trin one day, and we were just talking about like how they had sex
Possible
once and Shava got
demonetization?
knocked
No,
out,
I would.
and I was like,
If I edit this out.
and I
Yeah,
was like,
edit this out. Edit this out.
It's because Nim got strong swimmers.
God damn it. Okay.
You got strong ass jeans. Bro.
All right, motherfuckers. We have 3 hours of music lined up. I'm gonna go get some water,
Howard.
and then we'll go.
This seems right.
No, these tacos are smacking right now.
Where do you find this music? You're just like, oh, epic music noises.
Well, we have to get copyright-free music, so I sent August like a ton of different references to music.
Lol. Gotta love it.
Yeah, because I was like, oh wait, if we're gonna be recording, we need to be very careful about music.
Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah.
We love copyright. Slay.
Not the DMCA laws. Ooh.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
you're getting big boy words.
I have water. We have music. Spike, speak so I can hear you.
Beep.
Your thing is
Oh my-
still cutting out.
Yeah, it's like not great. Oh, there we go.
It's okay. We're role playing. He's in Shadowkeep right now. All right. He's not here.
Oh, he's not,
He's.
no.
Oh yeah.
This is a part of the.
This is part of the role playing.
Guys,
August, this is
Bro.
better.
Yes, that's better. Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, I love how last session, like, Spike was talking, I was like, shut up, are you here?
Okay. All right,
I'm
fuckers.
such a bitch, I'm so sorry.
Are we ready to begin today's session of Godblood?
no,
No.
let's fucking do it.
All right. If everyone can please mute. And Spike, you're Spike. Okay. Just like
Sorry, these tacos good.
Okay, I can hear you. He was just eating. All right, you fucks. We're gonna start off with a recap. And then we're gonna go into a cutscene, and then we'll begin the session. Standard D&D stuff. So, in the last session, you all had escaped the Church of Evolution after finding out that the church's leader, Zotar, is working with the Dragon Fang Mallory. And you also learned that Mallory is hunting down the God Champions. After you guys escaped, you were all met by the bounty hunter Lenore, who revealed herself to be the sister of Bond's mom, Arya. Obviously, you all know this besides Mac, but Lenore revealed herself and asked you all if she could please accompany you all to make sure that Bond gets back to Arya safely, as the whole reason Lenore accepted or was more blackmailed into this whole job is to protect Arya's kids. Some of you agreed out of the kindness of your heart, mainly Junifer and Nolai, as you both grew fond of Bond and you guys wanted to get him home to his mom. And Pilar told Mari that in Aetherfall, around where Arya's home is, there could potentially be another piece of him. And also, it was revealed that Vandrel is another hideout for the church, so that gave Iker reasons to go to Aetherfall as well, as Iker still wants payback against Zotar And Otto is, of course, going along because Otto has big, strong women that will protect him from scary things, and Otto likes having that in his life. Penelope also agreed to go along with you all, as she wasn't really sure that her old life is still there. And now that she's being hunted by Mallory, she thinks it's safer to stay with you all than to go off on her own. So, accepting Lenore suspiciously into your group, you all went to the continent of Aetherfall, home to the Valtarian Empire, and went to the Valtarian city of Vandrel. Vandrel is pretty much the exact same way since you guys left it in Pirates. Obviously, there is a new statue of Vanessa erected in the middle of the city in honor of her. And it appears now that Shadowkeep has been repurposed as both the Castle of Vandrel, but also as the main stronghold for the Church of Evolution. You all explored Vandrel a little bit. Junifer, Noli, Mari, you all went with Lenore to the bar, and she opened up a little bit to you guys and revealed more of her past and what she was doing for Valteria back during the Pirate Wars. Iker, Otto, and Penelope went to go scout out the area of Shadowkeep to see any possible entrances or worthy things to note. But Iker just kind of got caught, kind of just stood there, and the cultists were kind of just like, alright, and they just brought him into Shadowkeep, and whatever the fuck's gonna happen to him in there, we'll find out this session. And finally, we ended off last session with you guys, the rest of the party, minus Iker, going to Arya's home, where it is revealed that two old characters, Halgrim and Ezekiel, have been taking care of Arya during her magic-drained sickness. She's very gaunt, she's very skeletal ever since Mallory came at the beginning of the campaign and sapped her of her magic. So the two of them have been taking care of her and Luna, Arya's youngest daughter. You all reunited. Bon with his mom. Lenore had a slightly sad, slightly anticlimactic reunion with Arya, as Arya isn't really there right now. And oh yes, and also another noteworthy thing to say is Mallory caught the champion of the sky and sapped him of his magic, gaining Asara's wind magic. And now one of the god champions' magic is his. 5 more to go. And we're going to kick off today's session with a cutscene, as per usual. So let's get right into it. Okay. The scene opens up in a lower income or poorer district of the city of Darvox. There are 2 middle-aged elves kind of sitting in a house, and you can see they are discussing something with what appears to be a doctor in front of them. The doctor asks the 2 elves, "So, how long has he been sick?" The female elf speaks first, and she says, "He's been bedridden for a couple months now." The doctor nods and says, "May I see him?" The woman and the man both nod and lead the doctor into a side room. In the side room, there is, it's a small child's room, but it's kind of more of a closet. It's very small. This family doesn't appear to have much money. And laying in the bed is a young elven boy, maybe about 11 years old. The mother walks up to her son and just kind of sits down next to him and goes, "Mallory, the doctor is here to see you now." The young Mallory turns, and you can see he looks very gaunt. And even at 11 years old, all that childlike wonder has seemed to be sucked out of his eyes. The doctor walks up to the young Mallory and kneels next to him. "Hello, Mallory. My name is Dr. Myro. I'm here to check up on you and see what's wrong. So, tell me, young man, what are the symptoms that you're experiencing?" Mallory tries to speak, but he doesn't seem to have any energy to mutter words. Mallory's father turns to the doctor and says he's been experiencing extreme fatigue. He can barely get out of bed or walk. He barely eats. He mostly sleeps during the day. Dr. nods and says, "I'll need to run a few checks on him if you both don't mind. This may take a little bit." Mallory's mother and father both nod, and after about an hour of work, the doctor looks at his notes and kind of sighs as he looks at the parents. "Right, I've run the tests, and it's not good, I'm afraid." The parents' faces drop a little bit. "What's the matter with him?" Mallory's mom asks. "Your son has contracted the deathly disease known as bone rot. It's a horrific illness. It rots the patient's bones from the inside out. You said that this has been going on for a few months now?" The parents both nod. Unfortunately, young Mallory doesn't have much time to live. At this rate, the disease will completely destroy his bone structure, and then he will die. I'm sorry about this." Mallory's mom immediately starts to weep in her hands, and the father asks, "How many more months do you think he has?" Doctor sighs. "At this rate, I'd say about 4 to 5 months is all he has left." His father nods. "Do you have any medicine or something that can relieve the pain, or?" Yes, I do." The doctor reaches into his bag and pulls out a bottle of soft blue liquid. "Have him drink this twice a day. It should relieve the pain and give him some amount of vigor back in his step, but it won't stop the effects, I'm afraid. There's no cure to bone rot." Mallory's father takes the vial and nods, and the doctor says, "You don't have to pay me. You two already seem to, well, you know." The doctor looks around at the slightly run-down house, and Mallory's dad softly nods. "Thank you, Doctor. We appreciate the help." Doctor nods. "I'm really sorry. He seems like a good kid. I would just give him the best life you can give him for these last few months." The doctor gets up and leaves their home. And Mallory looks over at his dad, and he just barely mutters out the words, "Dad? Am I gonna die?" Mallory's dad just looks down at him, and tears start to come out of his eyes and down his cheek. "It'll be okay, son." Mallory's father starts to run his fingers through his hair. "It'll be just fine. We're gonna do everything we can." Mallory's mom leaves the room, continuing to cry. The scene changes on Mallory's face as time slowly skips to his modern-day self. Mallory can be seen in his office, staring down at 2 wedding rings, which appear to be his parents' wedding rings that he kept. After a little bit more time, there's a knock at his door, and Mallory looks up. "Come in." Phaeorus walks through the door, and instantly Mallory takes his parents' wedding rings and puts them in a side desk or a side drawer and closes it. "What do you want, Phaeorus?" Mallory says, leaning back in his chair. "I've heard that you've captured and drained one of the god champions of their magic," Phaeorus says. Mallory nods. "I have. So, what's your purpose for being here? You never come by just to congratulate us." Phaeorus gestures. "May I take a seat?" Mallory sighs. "I suppose." The first Dragon Fang pulls back the chair and sits down and kind of scoots in. "I came to ask you a question, Mallory. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to, or if you don't know the answer yourself." Mallory looks a little puzzled, but nods to let Phaeorus keep speaking. Phaeorus sits up straight. "You don't know where you got your powers to drain magic, do you?" Mallory shakes his head. "I don't. Way I see it, it was a blessing given to me by whatever greater power is out there." Phaeorus nods at this. "When did your powers first reveal themselves?" Mallory kind of snorts. "What is this, Phaeorus? What's with all these questions?" Phaeorus just kind of leans back. "You don't have to answer if you don't want to. I'm just curious. That's all." Mallory sighs. "My power developed when I was about 12. It just kind of came naturally." Phaeorus nods. "And that's all?" "That's all." Phaeorus, obviously you can't see his face because he's wearing his dragon helmet, but he looks a little disappointed at this answer as he stands up. "Well, Mallory, I wish you luck in the capture of your final god champions, and hopefully with this newfound power, it'll be a swift end to the war. Mallory speaks up. "Was that really all you had to ask? I know that we're all busy. You didn't just come all this way to ask me about the origins of my powers, did you?" Phaeorus shrugs. "Well, I was expecting a little bit more of an answer, but I guess you're just as unknowing about it as I am. That is all." Mallory looks a little puzzled and a little worried at this development that Phaeorus has asked him. "Right. Well, if any more comes to light, I'll let you know." Phaeorus nods. "Of course, Mallory. Loyalty between the Dragon Fangs is all that matters." Mallory kind of snorts at this remark as Phaeorus leaves and closes the door behind him. Mallory just kind of sighs and continues to look forward. And he opens up the drawer once again to just gaze at the pair of wedding rings as the cutscene ends. You may all unmute yourselves.
God damn.
All right.
Oh.
You are all still at Arya's manor.
Minus Iker.
Minus Iker. Iker is currently he's somewhere. He's somewhere.
He's doing something.
He's doing something. So we'll go down the turn order and do all the role playing and stuff. Right now, it's been about a day. Last night ended with you all kind of agreeing that if they didn't kill Mallory first off, then they probably won't kill him off this time, so you guys have at least a little bit of time to prep for how the fuck you're gonna get him out of there. Currently, Nolai, you are training Penelope. Otto, you are working away on your newest gadgets. Junifer, you are kind of hanging out with Bon and Luna. And Mari, you are just kind of walking around the grounds. So, we're going to roll the trusty D6 of power to see
Hey,
who goes
Spike.
first.
Spike, do you have headphones or earbuds in?
No. Do I need to put them in?
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of feedback.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
We're going to roll the trusty D6. And I'm going to have Spike go last because he has a very special time happening. So, let's see who's first.
Is that better, my little limber?
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's better.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Actually, I think you should just mute yourself. Don't switch it off.
Yeah.
Turns out Iker died off
With love,
screen. I'm
though,
just kidding.
to Spike.
Alright.
With love, Spike. With love.
So, our first on the chopping block today is Nolai.
Why do you do this?
Nolai,
What the fuck do you want with me?
you are currently in front of Arya's manor, and you are giving Penelope her daily dose of training.
Oh,
She hasn't improved a lot, but she's got that spirit. She's doing her best. And as she kind of falls, falls onto her back into the grass, and you can see she's like heavily panting, like, was that good enough? No lie.
it was an improvement.
Oh, good. How many more days of training do you think I need? She needs a lot more days of training.
I was gonna say. She's just gonna kind of like look down at her, and she's just gonna go, we've still got some time. Don't fret too much about that.
Oh, how soon until I can actually wield a sword?
Can you lift it?
No.
Then not yet.
Penelope kind of sits up, and she kind of sits cross-legged in the middle of the grass, and you can see she just kind of goes, "Do you have any water?"
I have a little water skin thing. Yeah, I'll hand that to her.
Penelope takes a long swig from the water skin, and she wipes the water off of her mouth and just goes, "Oh, did you have any trainers or teachers, no lie? I mean, you're pretty good at teaching yourself."
Not particularly. Most of it was things that I either had to learn or it's just forced to learn, I suppose.
I see. Sorry if I'm asking personal questions, no lie. It's just, you intrigue me, Penelope says, and she gives you a smile.
What's that?
What was that? Sorry?
I said, why is that?
It's just, sorry, I didn't mean if that came off in the wrong way, Penelope says as she kind of shrinks a little bit. It's just, I don't know, you're just cool, Penelope says.
That's fucking adorable. She's just gonna kind of like chuckle and like shake her head a little. I mean, I appreciate the compliment.
I just feel like you've been on many adventures. You've probably fought all types of monsters and seen all types of things. You're so, I don't know, put together, it seems.
You wouldn't necessarily say that.
Oh, Penelope says. Do you have a home or a village you come from?
I had one.
What was that? Sorry, you cut out again.
God damn it.
I'm sorry.
Fucking she just kind of looks at her and shrugs and then it's just like, I had one.
Oh. I see. Penelope says, and she kind of looks down. Well, maybe one day you could see the people of your village again? I'm sure that they maybe miss you.
Maybe one day. It's not like it's gone. It's under Voltarian rule, but
Oh,
as the Voltarians have it, I'm not going back.
I see. I don't know much about the Goliath tribes, but I've heard that they've always been kind, stalwart people, or at least that's what Mom always used to tell me. But I didn't know they were under control of the Valtarians.
Many of us are.
Did you leave because... And Penelope kind of stops herself and she says, never mind, that's maybe too personal of a question. Penelope stands up. Oh, yeah?
Oh, I was just gonna have her just kind of like shrug and say, you can ask and I can let you know.
Did you leave because of the Valtarians?
Sorry, that like took me off guard a little bit. She's just gonna kind of like nod, and then just she's gonna stand up herself, and she's gonna say, "Altarian has taken land all over Edia. Many people have been affected. Many people have lost their homes, and many people have left as a result of it. I just happen to be one of them."
I see. Penelope kind of dusts herself off and she says, I'm gonna go find Bon and see how he's doing. Thanks for today's lesson, no lie.
No problem.
Penelope kind of runs off. And no lie, was it a amulet or a ring we agreed that you had for your...
It was a amulet.
I'm gonna say that as Penelope walks off, you take a look at it. Nolai wears this onyx amulet around her neck.
It wasn't. We didn't decide on onyx.
was it opal?
It was opal.
It was opal. Look at me, I'm forgetting everything. It is an opal.
Stone. Oh,
Yes.
Come on, we had a whole moment about that.
That is right. There is an opal necklace around Nolai's neck. Nolai, do you wish to do anything before the end of your turn?
Not really. I think that she's just gonna go back to like training by herself, probably.
Okay.
Her head.
Alright, that'll be the end of Nolai's turn. Let's go to the next person on the chopping block. Next person is Otto Oppenheimer. Otto,
Yeah.
it is your turn.
Well, hello.
Otto-
You working on the gizmo?
Yeah, you're working... What are you working on right now, Otto?
I'd say he's probably trying to find a way to make his mechs, like, arm motors stronger.
Alright. You've been working a lot on your mech, Otto. You've been able to find some replacements for the bits and pieces that you've lost during your recent battles. Otto's mech is looking a little bit more sophisticated. It's still made out of, like, buckets and bolts, but the actual foundation looks a little bit more sturdy, not as wiry as it was before. Otto, as you're working, you're kind of off to the side of the house, and Penelope kind of walks over to you right after her little training session with Nolai, and she walks up. How's it going, Otto?
Oh, actually, I mean, I have to visit the alchemy shop later, but that's just for fun surprises. The mech.
Penelope kind of gives you a look, and she just goes, right, working on your mech. Cool, she says, and she kind of walks a little closer. What adjustments have you made to the mech, Otto? What have you added? Or upgraded, I guess.
I've added a tools compartment at the back, I think, just because, on-the-go tools is nice. And, not a whole lot, honestly, just skeletal improvements. I want to make, the big improvements in-game, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Penelope
Yeah,
looks
just have to-
Penelope looks over at you, Otto, and she says, "Are you ever gonna add a drink carrier?"
Penelope? Darling.
Well, I mean, it was just like a suggestion. I mean, you're always in there all the time, and looks like there's
I'm
no.
going to motion with a finger, slap one of the arms, and just pop open a drink.
Penelope looks very impressed, and she says, "Oh, that's very well hidden."
Yeah, it turns out the excess heat from the battery is perfect for brewing tea. You want anything?
I think I'll pass, Penelope says.
Well, you're lost. I'm gonna drink the radiation juice.
Otto pours himself a glass of tea? ? And he drinks it in front of Penelope, and Penelope just has a look of absolute concern on her face as Otto is doing this, and she just goes, "Right. Hey Otto, would it be alright if I ask you a question?"
Depends on the question.
It was just, I don't really know who else I could ask. Junifer seems pretty reserved. Same with Nolai. Iker is weird and kind of creepy. And
Yeah.
Mari, I don't think she likes any of us. But the question I asked is, what do you think's gonna happen when, she kind of just gestures generally around her in the house. This is all over?
Well, if any of us survive through it, I don't know what Mari wants. She has something to do with that little robot of hers. So I imagine, that'll be over, and we'll live happily.
Why does Mari hate all of us? Is this something that we said? Did we say something to her?
No. She's just like that sometimes.
So she's just mean, like, by nature.
Well, I don't want to psychoanalyze friends, but something tells me deep down inside she's really scared of the emotional connections that can come between people, and so she tries to push people away before she has a chance to lose them. Really tragic.
Penelope looks at you, like, kind of in awe at this, like, revelation you just spat at her, and she just goes, "Yeah, well, Pilar's nice. He's..."
Yeah, no, I love Pilar.
Yeah, I have heard him call Mari his wife, which I don't really know how that works, but, more power to the both of them. Right, thanks for the reassurance, Otto. I hope that whatever happens after all this, we're all safe in the end.
Sure we will be. I mean, once I get this here mech up and running, nothing can stop us, right?
I mean, a big fucking robot is bound to help a lot, especially with Mallory.
Oh god, Mallory. I want to know what his powers are. He can steal magic from shit.
Yeah, that's kind of why he wants me, Penelope says.
Yeah, so I don't know, just considering things.
Yeah,
It's just fun.
right. Fun for you when you don't have god magic in your blood, apparently. Probably not so fun for me or Junifer, knowing that there's a creepy elf man trying to sap us of magic.
Oh, child. We all have god magic inside of us. By keeping berries in a blender.
Right. Penelope just kind of starts, like, slowly walking towards the side door to the house. I'll catch you later, Otto. I'm very excited to see your newly upgraded mech when it's all done.
Go back to working on the mech. Fuck it.
All right. Penelope goes inside. Otto, is there anything else you wish to do with your turn?
I want to go to the alchemy shop later, but...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely do that in a minute when you guys head back into town. All right. So, will that be the end of your turn, Otto?
Yeah.
Alrighty. And then we have 2 more people on the chopping block. Let's see who goes next. Junifer, you're up. Mac.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I'm good.
All right. Junifer, you are currently in the playroom, quote unquote, with Bon and Luna. Bon has seemed to have reincorporated himself back into his house pretty well, and you can see he's just kind of playing around with Luna and just kind of like entertaining her. She's 6. Luna's a little 6-year-old drow. And Bon turns over to you, Junifer, and he just goes, "Thanks, Junifer, for getting me home. I really appreciate it."
Juniper pulled back tears.
Are you...
Oh,
You were right, Junifer? You look a little sad.
no, I'm fine, kid. I'm just happy I was able to help you get back to your family.
I really appreciate it. I didn't think that I would meet anyone as nice as you, Junifer. But yeah, this place is great. My mom's great. Well, she's a little sick right now, but when she's back in action, I promise that you'll love her. She's a very nice lady. But do you think that you guys are gonna go back and save that creepy man with the red hair?
Yeah, I guess.
Bon looks a little, he looks like he's mulling things over in his head, and he's like, why would you guys save him? Bon turns back to Luna, who's kind of just like walking off with a toy in her hand. And Bon kind of just turns back. Do you have a family, Junifer? You seem really good with kids.
Yeah, yeah, I did.
You did? Bon asks. Did something happen to them?
Yeah.
Oh. Bon just kind of looks down in kind of a sense of understanding. And he looks back up to try and change the subject. Well, I just, just wanted to say you're a very nice person, and I'm sure, he seems a little lost for words.
It's okay, kid, I understand.
Yeah. Sorry, he says.
It's not your fault.
I couldn't imagine how Mom felt when Malloy took me and Lisa, so I'm sure it's hard.
The biggest pain anyone can ever feel is losing their child. So, yeah.
Bon
I know
nods.
you're
Yeah.
motivated.
Bon nods and kind of looks back up. Well, apparently you have a god helping you out, so that's gotta amount to something, right?
Yeah.
I hope that you and Penelope stay safe from that Mallory guy. He doesn't look very nice.
Yeah, I'm going to protect Penelope as best as I can.
Bon looks very happy at this as he looks up. Good. Penelope's a good person. I would hate if something happened to her.
Yeah, she really is.
Right. And at this, Luna kind of falls over and she starts crying, and Bon just goes, "Oh, I'll take care of her. Don't worry about it." And Bon gets up to go help his crying little sister.
Can Juniper pick up Luna and,
Yeah.
like, roll her?
Yeah. Junifer, you pick up Luna. She's very light. Luna is a 6-year-old drow girl. And you can see, and she's kind of in that stage of childhood where she's like a kid, but she's still a little bit of a baby. And Luna kind of, as you pick up Luna, she kind of looks up at you, Junifer, and the tears start to leave her eyes a little bit.
See, little girl. Strong women. We have to stay strong for our family. We can't cry over these little things.
Luna smiles, and she just nods, and then she points at your hair, Junifer, and she says, "Flower."
Flower?
Flowers. Bond looks up at you, Junifer, and he just kind of goes, "Junifer, you have a bunch of flowers in your hair."
Junifer, like, reaches to her hair to feel it, like, crunching her hair.
You pull down a very pretty yellow flower that has seemed to have just materialized in your hair, seemingly out of nowhere when you picked up Luna. And she just kind of claps her hands and she just goes, "More flowers!"
I start putting flowers in Luna's hair.
She seems very entertained by this, as she kind of giggles to herself. And then she goes, "Okay, I'm fine, put me down."
Junifer puts her down.
Luna looks at Bond, and she just kind of smiles like a little rascal, and she begins to run out the door, and Bond just goes, "Wait!" And Bond chases her out into the side yard. At this, Junifer, you hear the voice of Enta in the back of your mind, the very humble, motherly voice. And you hear Enta just say, "You have a kind soul, Junifer. I appreciate that."
Junifer stands there for a bit and then begins to chase after the kids.
All right. The kids are just kind of playing out in the yard. And they're just kind of, doing kid stuff. They're running around. They're playing tag. Everything seems well right now. Is there anything else you wish to do, Junifer?
No, I'm good.
Junifer, you just kind of sit like on the side porch and just kind of watch the two kids have fun with a smile on your face. And before we switch, the voice of Enta speaks to you once more. There's going to be many trials ahead of you, Junifer. And there's going to be many hard battles to fight. But I'll be there to support you in your quest to find comfort and closure for your past. But I must warn you, Mallory is a dangerous enemy, but he's not the only one you should be wary of. Watch out for Mari, Enta says.
Junifer is has a very puzzled look on her face, concerning also of who the hell has been traveling with us now. Okay, Mari.
Enta's voice begins to leave your mind and just says, "I don't believe she'll do anything now, but keep your eyes on her. She is not the woman to be trusted."
Damn. Junifer just has a big old time to herself to just think.
All right.
Of, the possibility of what Mari is up to.
Enta's voice leaves your mind, Junifer, as you sit there pondering what your god has told you and still keeping an eye on the two kids. And that will bring us to the second to last person before Iker. We're going to do Mari.
Hello.
Mari, you are currently kind of walking around the outskirts of the mansion, and Pilar is kind of tailing behind you. Mari, you're kind of mulling over in your head your current situation with the people that you have been working with, all of them. And Pilar kind of runs up behind you and just goes, Mari, is everything okay? You've been kind of pacing for the last little while.
Don't worry about me, Pilar. Everything's gonna be fine.
Well, of course I'm going to worry about you, Mari, Pilar says, walking a little closer. I'm not just going to let you be stressed out.
You have a good heart. But this is something that you can't help me with.
Pilar obviously doesn't have a face, but just from his body language, he looks a little disappointed at those words as his armor kind of shifts down a little bit. Pilar says, all right, I know when to leave you alone, but if it's any help, I sense another fragment of my soul is close. I think it's in Shadowkeep where Iker is. So if that's any consolation to what you're going through.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right, well, I guess I'll go find the other party. Please come back soon. When you're a little bit more, not as stressed, he says, and he turns around and, like a clanking little metal man, he walks back over to the manor.
Oh, I love him so much.
Mari, what would you like to do on your turn?
Oh, man. I'm not quite sure. Damn it, I don't really know. So in her head, she's trying to figure out what path would be the best for her to go down. Because she needs to, remain, like, to have some sort of trust coming from the others onto her while keeping the trust of, Mallory and Sidar. So she's just gonna be thinking about that, and after she's gonna take, she's gonna take just a deep breath and start heading back to the house where Pilar was off.
As you're walking back, Mari, you don't need this right now, but when has Sidar ever emerged when you need him?
Oh my god, it's so cool and swag.
His sinister, scheming voice creeps into the back of your mind, and he just says, stressed about something, Mari?
It's none of your concern if you're trying to poke at me.
Oh, I do believe it is all of my concern that my newest prodigy has been put into such a spider web. The voice kind of goes over to the left side of your mind. You've gone ahead and put yourself in quite the precarious situation, Mari. I hope that my new gifts will help you out, but I'll be interested to see how you even get out of this one alive.
Your taunts don't scare me, Sidar, and I think I do have some sort of plan, so you can't shake me.
Good. I'm excited to see what new strides you make, Mari. I'll be watching with eager intensity.
Of course you will.
As the voice leaves your mind, Mari, and you approach back to the house, you can see standing at the door with his arms crossed, kind of looking down, is Halgrim. As he kind of looks up at you, and he looks around the both of you to kind of just make sure that no one else is there. And he looks up at you, having a nice chat with him.
Yes, actually. It's good to see you, Halgrim.
You know, even though we've never been formally introduced, I've heard a lot about you, Mari, Halgrim says as he kind of stands up straight and walks closer to you. I don't know what you're hoping to gain by working with that snake, but it can't be good.
Which one?
Halgrim kind of tilts his head. Both. Look, all I'm saying is, Sidar isn't a thing, can't even really call him a person, to trust or to work for without the creeping sense of betrayal in the back of your mind. He kind of...
Halgrim, I think I know what I'm doing. I've worked with Sidar far longer than you have. You have no right to tell me what I should be careful of.
Halgrim sighs at this. Whatever you say, Mari. It's your life, your destiny. And if I had to choose, I wouldn't work for him in the first place. But he's got me caught in his web, just like you. So I guess we both have to play his game until we either beat him or we croak.
Why do you resist so much?
Because I know what Sidar is truly like, and I know what he truly wants. He told the both of us that he'd give us power, the opportunity to change, the opportunity to avenge, save, dominate. But Halgrim looks at his hands. It's just a bunch of lies. I've tried to bargain with him multiple times, tried to strike deals with him, tried to save people, to get him to give me favor, and every single time he adds an extra piece so that I never truly get what I want. Sure, you've been working for him longer, but doesn't it seem strange that you're now this old and you're still at this level with him?
Mari's gonna sneer at him, and she's gonna say, I don't need to be told to be careful. And I'm sorry, Halgrim, but I don't take pity or whatever you're trying to give me.
Halgrim.
I
Okay, go ahead.
I only want to say that I would watch your back.
Halgrim shrugs. I'd say you have to watch your back too. But it won't be for me. And Halgrim turns around and walks inside.
Drama.
Mari, is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
That's gonna be it.
Alright. Then we're gonna go to the man of the hour, Iker. Alright. Iker. We're going to pick up right as you have entered Shadowkeep with the cultists. Iker, Spike, Spike.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, excellent. Iker, as you walk into Shadowkeep, for those of you that were in the pirate campaign with the masquerade ball, this is the same location. And for the most part, it has stayed relatively the same. Obviously, there's no fanfare anymore. But, Iker, as you enter into Shadowkeep, it's a very regal, gothic, beautiful castle. And as you enter, you can see there are definitely signs of the cult here. There are Valtarian banners up, but there are also red banners with a blood droplet in the middle of them as well.
Oh?
And you can see there are both Valtarian soldiers and Valtarian elites guarding certain areas, but there are also other cultists wandering around the castle. As the cultists lead you in, Iker, they turn to you and just say, "Well, you know the drill, Iker. Follow us to your cell."
Yeah. Let's go.
As the cultists lead you down lower into Shadowkeep, you can see that they lead you not towards the normal dungeons, but to a different area underground entirely. And this area has 6 Valtarian elites guarding it. As you can see, there's a very ornate door at the end of a hallway that the cultists lead you towards.
Whoa, all this for me? I'm flattered, guys.
The cultists look over, not paying you any mind, say, "They're both waiting for you, Iker. We wouldn't keep them waiting."
Who's waiting for me? My good friend.
One of the cultists opened the doors as inside the room, it's a prison cell, but it's more of just like a normal, exquisite room. No windows or anything, but there are torches, there's a bed, there's a couch, there's a fireplace. And sitting at one of the couches, you can see Mallory and Zotar both sitting there. Mallory waves at you, Iker, and offers you a seat, or gestures to the couch in front of him. "Please, Iker,
Alright.
come and sit."
I'm gonna DM pause real quick.
Alright.
I'm sorry, who is in this room?
Mallory and Zotar.
What did I do? What have I got myself into?
I don't know, man, but Mallory's offering you a seat.
Hey, Mallory, my friend, and I just run up and shake his hand. How you doing, pal?
Fine, Mallory says as he kind of pulls his hand away from you and, like, brushes it off on his chest plate. "Sit down, Iker, please. Me and my..."
Of course.
Right. Mallory's definitely keeping up a front right now, Iker, as you sit down. The cultists bow to Zotar, and they turn around and close the door behind themselves as the Valtarian elites walk into the room, and each one, there's like an elite, like at each kind of interval of the room, kind of surrounding you three as they stand there silently.
You see, Zotar, me and this Mallory dude had a very interesting chat.
Zotar, you can't see his face, but he doesn't seem to be paying you any mind as he's just sitting there next to Mallory quietly. Mallory looks over to one of the Valtarian elites and kind of nods towards the Valtarian elite, to where the Valtarian elite turns around and pulls down a lever next to them. And Iker, you notice that the torches around the area kind of burn a little brighter, and you feel a little weak. Like you can't really gain control over your magic. Mallory speaks up and says, "Well, Iker, I have brought you here to simply talk to you. As you can see, these torches are burning bright with a special kind of powder that Zotar here created. It stifles magic of all kinds, which means I cannot use my magic, and you cannot use your magic, which means that we are both on complete even playing fields. That being said,
So, what you're saying is if I were to fight you now, you'd lose.
possibly, but unfortunately, I am not alone, Mallory says as he gestures to the 6 Valterian elites in the room. So,
Oh, so you need 6 people added to yourself to take me down? Can't handle it yourself?
I'm not here to play a
Character.
taunting game, Iker. I'm here to simply discuss things with you. Not here to fight.
And after this discussion, am I free to leave?
You are. You are
Oh?
free to go. Now, will we have a little bit of formalities and play this like adults?
I suppose.
Very well. Now, besides you and your party's constant annoying bickering and taunts, which are quite annoying, I simply just have a few questions about certain members of the party you've been traveling with.
Okay.
Now, obviously, there is always the possibility that you could lie to me or give me false information. Unfortunately, I cannot have that slide. I did not bring you all the way here to simply have you lie to me about these questions I'm going to ask.
Okay, well, I'll be truthful. You can have my word on that.
Oh, don't worry. We are going to ensure that you are truthful, Mallory says. And at this, Iker, you feel a needle kind of hit the back of your neck, and you immediately reach with your hand to pull it out, and you can see that a vial of something was stuck into you and injected a light green liquid into your neck and bloodstream. And Iker, you feel a little bit more calm and a little bit more friendly to everyone around you. Iker, you have been put under the influence of a truth serum.
I see.
So, now that you know that, the role-playing can ensue.
Okay.
Mallory smiles at you. All right. First question. Iker, how much training and combat do Juniper and Penelope have? Iker, you have to answer this to the best of your truthful ability of what Iker would know.
Yeah, okay. Penelope and Juniper. Well, I've only just recently come in contact with them, but from Penelope I can see she's a strong warrior from what I've seen, and Juniper I don't know much about. I don't know any combat that Juniper has.
Right. And I am right to believe that Penelope is the champion of fire?
Champion of fire. Can you elaborate?
Mallory just kind of sighs. Is it true that Penelope has been blessed by the god Votar, god of fire, so that she may be the next in line to bear his magic as the fire champion? Does that help?
That helps, yes, but as in her being blessed by Votar, I don't know. I don't know of the god that you talk about. So I don't believe that I've not heard of this name before.
At this, Zotar speaks up to Mallory. We're getting nothing out of this, Mallory. Mallory sighs. Fine, fine. I guess the big question I have is, how do you feel about Mari?
Mari.
Yes,
That is a very interesting member of our party.
Yes, the pale white elf woman who has a more than rude personality. How do you feel about her? What have you spoken with to her?
She seems pretty shady. I have encountered her not telling the full truth to us, and I believe that she has been talking with someone different than the party herself. I don't know who she's been speaking with, but I do know that she's been going off to hide and chat with these people.
you've also seen her cast magic before, haven't you? Iker, you have seen Mari cast magic.
Yes, she threw a spell at me not long ago. I deflected it, obviously, but
Do you know where
she did cast
Mari
magic.
is getting her magic? Obviously, if you don't know the answer.
I do not know where she's getting her magic.
Right. Mallory sits up a little more straight. Iker, you are a man that once worked for the Cult of Evolution, and obviously you want payback against the people who wronged you. And it appears that you are using this party to make those ends meet, but let me ask you a question. How do you truly feel about all those members? Do you truly care about them? Or if someone was able to offer you a good enough prize, would you consider changing sides? And this is like legit, like what you feel, Iker. Like, would you betray them?
I would not betray them, no. But to get more information on who I am and what is inside me, I might be persuaded to give you information on members of the party.
Very well. Mallory looks a little bit happy at this. Because I have a great deal of information about what's inside of you, Iker. Much knowledge that me and Zotar here know that I'm sure that you would love to learn about. And so,
wait, so hold on. What was the name of the woman that I've been
Zartosa.
Zartosa. So Iker looks at Mallory and goes, "Yes, Zartosa."
Sartosa. There's no Z.
Sartosa. Okay, so Sartosa. Yes, I believe that was the one's blood that you gave me.
Yes.
I heard that she didn't have a fun time with a group of pirates back a little while ago.
You'd be right. So, my first question for you, and we'll exchange. Where was the party headed when they came to Vandrel? Obviously you're here, which means the rest of the party is here. So where are they now?
Does Iker know where they're at?
Iker knows that they were taking Bond back to Arya's house.
Now, do I have to tell him this?
Yes, you do, because you're under the truth serum.
I believe that they are taking the young Bond back to his home.
And is it true that Lenore is accompanying them? Yes, because you saw Lenore and accepted her into the party.
Yes.
Mallory smiles. So, the party is at Arya's manor, and Lenore has rejoined them. Good. And you do not know where Mari is gaining her magic? Unfortunately, we cannot confirm about Junifer and Penelope's magic, but I'm sure that my hunch is correct. Now then, Iker, since you have given me all the information I want to know, I guess I'll tell you what you want to know. The blood inside of you, Iker, is that of the demon of lust, Sartosa. You may have heard of her. She worked with the Dragon Fang Vanessa back during the Pirate Wars. She had 3 daughters that worked with the Valtarian, or 2 of them worked with the Valtarian military. 1 of them did not. Now.
And you said that she used to work, so you're telling me that one of your elite Dragon Fangs and this very high woman were taken out by a group of pirates?
At this,
how weak is the Valtarian army?
At this, Mallory
slain by just.
Oh. At this, Mallory shoots you a dirty look and says, "I wouldn't speak ill about Vanessa in my presence, Iker."
Well, all I'm saying is that if a group of pirates were able to take them out, I just question the strength of these Dragon Fangs. I mean, how strong are you really if a measly group of pirates were able to take one of you out?
Mallory can be seen, his eye is twitching at this, and you can see he's kind of gripping the dagger on his side, and Zotar looks over. "Don't, Mallory. He wants you to attack him." Mallory sighs. Right. Anyways, about a year ago, when Sartosa agreed to work with us, we offered her a deal. We would give her daughter's troops and help her find her sister if she agreed to guard one of the map pieces to the Treasure of the Tides and gave us a small amount of her blood for personal work. She agreed,
Now,
and the deal was
I
made.
don't know what the Treasure of the Tide is, but surely the Valterians were able to get the Treasure of the Tides. Am I wrong? Were you able to find it?
We were.
Or did this group of pirates that I hear... really? You were able to get the Treasure of the Tide.
The pirates are a dying breed. The rest of their cities will slowly be conquered over time. I don't think it's worth talking about them. What is worth talking about
And
is...
yet they killed a Dragonfang.
Mallory looks pissed. He is like... He's doing that thing where he's like smiling, but you can tell it's a very, very fake smile. Like...
Now that's a lot of bloodlust behind that smile, Mallory. Have I said something that has upset you? Your poor Vanessa, weakling of the Valterian army, was slain by pirates. You shouldn't care anything about her if she was so weak to be destroyed.
Mallory's mouth begins to twitch. Tell me, Iker. You've given me all the information I want to know. What's stopping me from having my Valterian elites kill you? Right now. Right here. I wouldn't even have to lift a finger. I could just watch them. I could just watch them kill you.
Do you honestly think that they... Do you think that they could?
Oh. With you having no blood magic, I think one of them could kill you easily. Hey, maybe we should test that. Hey, stand up, Iker. Stand up.
Yes, let's test that. Let me see if the Valterians are really as strong as you say they are. I mean, if Vanessa was killed, this one should be a breeze.
You! Mallory looks over to one of the Dragon Fang elites. Or, sorry, just one of the Valterian elites. Fight Iker. And make it snappy. Iker, please roll for initiative.
Alright, let me get my dice. I'm so underprepared.
Iker, you have no access to your blood magic right now. It's just going to be a straight duel.
Okay. Give me just a second. Gotta get my dice. Dude, I am loving his reaction to all this. I'm not gonna pull an Ardor, no. I just love that I'm pissing him off and making him mad, like just digging the knife in deeper and deeper.
All right,
roll for initiative.
Yeah, roll for initiative.
7.
I got a 17. The Valterian elite's going to go first. They have a long sword, and for their first attack, they are going to attack you with it. That's a 23. A hit. And then damage.
That definitely hits.
And then for damage, Iker, you are going to take 15 points of slashing damage. Iker, you stand up to try and fight the Valterian elite, and you make a swing, and the Valterian elite just has incredible prowess, and their blade just moves and slices you. And now for their second attack, they're going to go around and try to bash you. Does an 18 hit?
No, it does not.
Okay. Their second strike misses. Iker, it is your turn.
Shit. 2.
Nope, 2 does not hit.
Yeah, I expected that.
The Valterian Elite is now going to do a new Valterian Elite special ability. I wasn't going to use this until later, but I mean, the opportunity has arisen. They're going to do Disarming Strike on you. That is a 25.
That definitely hits.
Iker, you're going to take 10 points of bludgeoning damage and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. 18.
18 passes. You are able to still hold onto your weapon. Now it is your turn.
All right. Uh, 19.
A 19 just hits. Roll for damage.
Okay. And then my damage is what?
You have a
Now
longsword.
that I'm not using blood magic. Yeah. So what would that be
It's
like?
a
dice
D8.
wise?
It's 1d8 plus your strength modifier.
Okay. That's 11.
All right. Iker, you take a good swing and you finally hit the Valterian Elite, but while you're able to do a little bit of damage, your blade just kind of clanks off of the full plate armor the Valterian Elite's wearing. Now it's its turn. First attack,
God.
23. Iker, you take
Jesus Christ.
You take 16 points of slashing damage. And then for their second attack, they're going to try and bash you with the pummel of their blade. That's a 22.
That definitely hits.
Iker, you take another 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
How much health are you at?
I'm at 2.
At this, Mallory raises his hand to stop the Valterian Elite, and he just looks over at you, Iker, and just says, "Would you like to continue?"
I go, I think I'm good. Maybe shouldn't have talked so much.
No, maybe you shouldn't. And then Mallory snaps his finger, and the Valterian Elite you were dueling, Iker, comes around you incredibly fast and puts you in a chokehold as they put you to the ground. And Mallory walks up to you. You know, for all the talk, for all the horrible things that your kind says to the Valterians, when it comes down to it, you're all so weak. You know,
Yes, but
Vanessa...
I lack magic.
You know, Vanessa may have died. It was a tragic death, and she did the most she could.
But
let me
she still died.
You know, there were people that said the same things you tell me to Vanessa. Some of them lived. Some of them died. I wonder which one you would be for me, Mallory says.
Well,
These torches stifle magic.
magic.
These torches stifle magic. But they don't stop my power, Mallory says. I could take your magic. Right here, right now, and then where would you be? You'd be nothing. Say something, Iker. I could take your magic right now.
And you would unburden me with this curse that you've put over me that has so damaged my life.
Mallory stands up.
I thought this was a punishment, was it not? Am I to be unpunished for the actions that you put this on me for?
Maybe letting you live with that blood inside you is more of a punishment than death. That being said, you're still a danger with it. And for that, I can't let you get in my way. Thank you for this meeting, Iker. You've done a great amount of help. Malloy snaps his finger, and the Valterian Elite takes the pummel of their blade and bashes it into the back of your head, Iker, making you black out. Mallory turns to Zotar and says, I am going to go to assemble a squad to go to Arya's house. You and your cultists can take this thing, he looks over at Iker, to the dungeons. Put him in a magic-stifling dungeon so he doesn't get any ideas with that blood magic. Zotar nods, and they grab the unconscious Iker and lead him to another cell as Mallory goes to get some Valterians. And Iker, that will be the end of your turn.
Alright. I just love the fact that I was able to piss him off. I so badly wanted to do that
Spike,
shit to him.
you absolutely slayed that role playing. Oh my fucking god.
Thank you.
I was sitting here like, yo, what the actual fuck? This is like
Look,
amazing.
it's like I was like throwing my fist in the air every time he would say something after I said like I dug the knife in deeper. I was like, yes.
Bro be
so
slaying.
fucking good.
I want to go back and listen to that. That was so cool.
Back over
All right,
at Arya's house. You are all currently sitting in the main dining room, discussing things. You can see Lenore. Everyone is there. Everyone in the house, besides Bon and Luna, they're in the side room.
Oh, hello.
And Lenore is just kind of... She's the one currently speaking right now. So, Arya has been like this for how long? Ezekiel and Halgrim just kind of shrug. Ezekiel speaks. She's been like this for about a month now. We only got here about a week ago. We've been taking care of her during her sickness, Ezekiel says. Lenore looks over at the rest of the party. Right. Well, I hate to say it, but Shadowkeep may be our next destination. There's... Well... Lenore looks down. I know that I don't know you all that much. Nolai, Junifer, Mari, Otto, Pilar, Penelope, but... I guess I have a favor to ask of all of you.
Away?
Look, it's clear that you all being here isn't safe. You're very close to Valtarian territory, and Mallory is sure to figure out sooner or later where we all are, but you guys already did a lot getting Bon back here, but I can't let my sister stay like this, and I know that Mallory or Zotar or someone in that goddamn castle has a way to heal her, bring her back. I'm sure there's probably other things you guys could acquire at the castle. Lenore gestures over to Nolai. I'm sure that since this is the main base for the cult, you could find something to relieve you of your, well, blood situation. Yeah. Lenore looks down, kind of waiting for an answer from all of you.
Huh.
Alright, I guess I'll say something.
Yeah. What do you say, Nolai?
I guess she's gonna look over at the party and then look back at Lenore, who's gonna say, I can't speak for the rest of the party, but if you need my help, I can go.
Lenore kind of nods happily at this. I'm sure there could be more in it for you guys. I know that it's a lot to ask, but I do love my sister, and I'm gonna do anything and everything to heal her back to health. I'm sure there are all types of things you guys could find in that castle, whether it's a cure, she gestures over to Nolai, or answers, she gestures over to Junifer, or maybe even just fun trinkets or gadgets, she gestures over to Otto. I'm not sure, but maybe you guys could get some amount of worth out of it. I just need to find a way to heal Arya.
I'm gonna be for real, but my Discord disconnected, so I have no idea what's going on.
Oh no! Alright. To catch you up real quickly, basically you're all at the dining room right now, like everyone is there, besides Bon and Luna, and obviously Arya, because Arya's bedridden. And Lenore has just asked you all to help her go into Shadowkeep to try and find a way to heal Arya as a favor, but she's also saying that you guys could probably find things of worth inside that castle that could also sweeten the deal for all of you.
Okay.
I already said that I would go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down.
I'm
All in it.
just gonna go with whatever the group decides. Okay, I'm fine.
Well, if everybody else is going, I guess I will.
You guys mind if we make a quick stop along the way? Just a little pop to the alchemy shop.
Yeah, I don't think we should be striking so soon since Iker just went in there. They probably expect others to arrive, but maybe we can just kind of mingle in Vandrel for a little bit, see when we get an opening, and then we can take that opening and get into Shadowkeep. I've been in there before. It's a nice place. Definitely has its secret entrances that I can keep an eye on. And when the time's right, we can, try and find answers, Lenore says.
Great.
Look, you guys don't have to. It's a big favor to ask, but I would appreciate the help. And again, I'm sure there's something in there that you guys could find useful.
I think we're in.
Yeah.
Penelope sighs. As much as Iker is a weird, creepy guy, I would not feel right just leaving him to rot in a cell. So we should.
I would.
Penelope snickers at this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Penelope snickers, and she just goes, "Yeah, but morally, I couldn't just let a arguably creepy but mostly innocent person being with someone like Mallory." Also, Penelope looks over at Junifer. Maybe we could figure out a little bit more about what the hell's going on with us. We'd like to know who this Votar and Enta are.
That's fair.
Right, well, I guess we should get some rest and then be off in the morning. All right.
Alchemy shop.
So before we go to bed and go back into Vandrel, there's two things I want to do. First with Mari.
Oh no.
Have fun.
Mari, as you are walking towards your room to sleep in for the night, you hear Lenore's voice behind you. Mari.
Mari's gonna turn around and... Yes, Lenore?
You wouldn't mind if we talked for a second, would you?
Not at all.
Lenore walks forward for a second, and she just kind of stares at you, Mari, almost as if there's an air of recognition on her face as she looks at you. Mari, I know that we don't know each other, but I just wanted to... How do I put this? Just wanted to ask if you're all right.
I assure you I'm fine.
Look,
Is that all you needed to ask me?
Look, it's not my place to say or tell you what to do. Lenore kind of looks at you as if she's kind of seeing through you, Mari, and she just says, "I'm just worried because I have met someone like you before."
Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
She was, well, she was a good person at heart. And she was, well, maybe in a past life a different person, but her ambitions and her wants of vengeance drove her down a path of self-destruction that ended in her death. And I guess the reason I'm asking you this, Mari, is I see the same story standing in front of me. And you don't have to listen to me, but I've seen someone who went down the path that you went down. A path of want, a path of throwing everything else aside to gain your goal, and it ended with her dying. Even though maybe at heart she was a good person, her want for vengeance didn't allow for that. I just don't want you to go down that same path.
Mari's face, like, there's like a little hint of just like, oh shit, she got me right there in the heart. But she's just going to say, good night, Lenore. Have sweet dreams. And she's just gonna walk away to her room.
Lenore sighs and says, you as well, Mari. And as she turns around, she just says, her name was Vanessa. And she was a good person. Just misguided. And Lenore walks the other direction.
Drama.
Mari, you go to bed, and the final thing I want to do before we go on to the next day is have a little role play thing with Halgrim, Ezekiel, and Lenore. So.
Yay!
Absolutely.
Lenore, after talking to you, Mari, walks out to the front of the house, and she can see Ezekiel and Halgrim both standing on the front porch, and they're both kind of leaning, looking up at the stars. Ezekiel and Halgrim both notice Lenore walk out, and there's an odd bit of tension as they all stand there for a second. Lenore is the first to speak. Guess we haven't officially caught up since I've gotten here, she says. Ezekiel nods, and Halgrim just kind of shrugs. Well, I'll admit, Lenore, at first when you came here I thought we were all dead, but you seem to have turned over a new leaf, Ezekiel says. Right. How are things with you two? Halgrim sighs. It's the same old slog with me, usually. Still got this wolf whispering things into my ear, even though I don't really want him to. But besides from that, it's been good. Ezekiel speaks up. Yes, it's been good. Nim had a child. Actually, he had two. Lenore looks a little surprised at this. Nim had kids? Ezekiel nods. Yep. The really short, stinky one that said the most rude things to me and my sister. He had children. Ezekiel shakes his head, and he has a look of like, yeah, I know. Who did he have kids with? And Halgrim and Ezekiel both say at the same time, Shava. And Lenore just looks super surprised at this. Shava had kids with Nim. Ezekiel and Halgrim both nod. Did she consent to this? At this, the three of them begin to laugh. And Ezekiel just kind of wipes a tear from his eye. Look, I know that Nim's a little shit, but he's a big pirate lord now. He's got big shoes to fill. But the rest of them are doing well. Lenore smiles at this. So, what are you two gonna do? Halgrim and Ezekiel kind of look over at each other. Well, We were thinking about helping you all in Vandrel, but someone needs to stay here and watch Arya and make sure that she's fine. Obviously, we can leave it to Bond, but he's a young kid. We don't want to put that pressure on him. Halgrim steps forward. Lenore, I saw you talking to Mari. Is everything cool? Lenore nods as she looks over. She seems a bit closed off, but I think so. Why? Halgrim speaks again. Just, look, you two can't tell anyone else this, but I think Sidar, well, I know Sidar is working with her too. At this, Ezekiel and Lenore both look a little shocked, and Lenore speaks. There can only be one god champion, Halgrim, and, well, last time I heard, you were Sidar's champion. Halgrim kind of leans back and shrugs. Sidar doesn't play by the rules like the other gods. He's got bigger plans, I guess I'll say. But Mari doesn't seem to feel the same way about Sidar that I do. In fact, she kind of seems like she likes working for him in a weird, twisted way. Ezekiel speaks up. So what does this mean? What it means is that we all have to be careful around her. She doesn't make much known about herself, but from the small bits I do know, she definitely has a plan. And I don't think it involves the best outcome for any of us. Lenore sighs. Look, we can worry about Mari and Sidar's relationship later, but I should probably be getting to bed. Yes, we should all probably... And at this, something swoops above as a messenger hawk lands on the railing of the porch, and everyone looks at it for a second. Ezekiel is the one to take the note out of the hawk's pouch and look at it. It's to me, Ezekiel says. Ezekiel takes the ribbon off and unfurls the notes, and there's a moment when he's just reading it for a second, and as Ezekiel reads it, his eyes get wider and wider, a little bit in shock. Lenore and Halgrim look over. Everything all right, Ezekiel? Ezekiel looks up. Not exactly. Think, this changes things a little bit. Halgrim reaches over to grab the note and read it himself, and Ezekiel says, looks like Nim's kid has been kidnapped. Lenore looks a little concerned at this. Do we know who? Note says it was Valterians. Stole Azur. Halgrim finishes reading the note and hands it over to Lenore. Ezekiel turns around and says, they're asking me to, come back. Regroup. Halgrim says, I understand if you have to leave, Ezekiel. You've already done a lot for Arya, but this is definitely a new development. Ezekiel nods. Lenore finishes reading the note and hands it back to, Lenore finishes reading the note and hands it back to Ezekiel. And Ezekiel says, well, guess I'll be off then. And he starts to head inside. You sure you don't want any help with this? Lenore asks. No, you guys have your own problems to fill. We can take care of this. I should be going. Ezekiel walks back out with his things and says, he doesn't have a lot, and he just says, let the others know that it was nice to meet them all, and hopefully I'll see them all again soon, but, well, this is interesting indeed. And Ezekiel turns around and begins to head off, as Lenore calls, good luck, Ezekiel. I hope to see the rest of you someday soon. Ezekiel turns around and smiles. I'm sure the rest of the crew would love to catch up with you eventually, Lenore, but, looks like I have to go get a kid back first. And Ezekiel turns around and continues to walk into the dark. Halgrim looks at Lenore and just kind of shoots her a smile. Let's get some sleep. We have a big day tomorrow. And the two of them head inside to rest. All right, we're gonna take 5.
Yo, August, what the fuck? I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
why is Helgrim being such a snitch? Like, for real. Bro, stop spilling all my beans.
All right, we're gonna take 5. Use the bathroom, get your snacks, get your water, and then be back here in like 5 minutes, and we'll continue with the next part of the session. Okay.
Bro, why is my roleplay actual ass today? I'm so
fuck?
distraught.
I think my roleplay doing pretty decent.
Dude, you're
Fucking
popping
playing.
off.
What do you mean? That was
Look.
fucking fantastic.
Thank you. I fucking appreciate it. It's like, I don't know, I've not got to, it's like, I kind of like picked at him before the first time we met him. But like, I knew that as soon as I was talking to Mallory now, I was going to be able to just fucking get in there and start digging at him.
Oh my god, it was so good.
I
Because
just
it's
love
like,
the
he got-
fact that you were like, wow, a bunch of pirates that you're, lowly pirates, and yet they defeated you. Interesting, funny
Yeah.
pop.
It's like, I was a part of that. What? How did I know? Oh my god.
Oh my god, what? Crazy. I am not
Is he like,
okay about.
It's
I'm
like-
just saying, if we don't get Azur back, I'm gonna fight someone.
Like-
Ezekiel really went, oh, interesting.
it's like Ardor did something similar to Vanessa. Remember whenever he was on the ship and he burst into fire and everything, and then he fought Vanessa for that little bit? Ardor kind of digged at Vanessa, but I wanted Icar to just seem vile. I wanted to piss him off so bad.
You did a great job.
I might get the audio from that and put it on TikTok. We'll see.
It's seen. It was.
Man.
I just that little reunion really like warmed my heart a little bit, but then also I was like that whole part about
Why are they gonna my boy Nim?
wait, Nim had a kid. Wait, what poor stupid fucking woman? Shut up!
Why are they roasting my boy?
Because I love him, but he is a little bit of
Oh
a
my god, he's so grubby.
I love him, but yeah.
We're going.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, no, that's so fucking funny. They're like, what? Huh?
I can't fucking wait to be a voice actor to be able to do more shit like this. Oh, I swear. I'm gonna be I'm gonna pick some of the most vile characters to act as, just to piss people off.
Nice.
All right, I'm back. Are we all back and ready to rumble? Ready to
Yes.
I'm ready.
ready to slam jam. Ready slamming and jamming. All right.
Hey, Augie, I love you, but please stop.
Stop what? Just stop it all.
Alright guys, that's Otax.
All right, guys. August, just stop. Just stop.
Bye.
Stop telling the story before it gets any sadder. I swear to God.
Mm.
All live happily ever after.
All right. Yeah. Sam, Mac, are you two back? I'll take. Is that a yes? I'll take that as a yes.
Okay.
All right. Wait, actually, I do need Sam here because he wants to go to the apothecary. Sam, are you here?
Sam.
If you are here, we can't hear you. Your mic's cutting out.
Get a better mic.
He's just humming to himself.
Sam, you motherfucker.
That's it.
I didn't have my headphones on.
Oh my
what the
god,
fuck?
that's so funny. Just like, is everyone here? Is everyone ready to go? And I just hear Sam going.
I made myself pot stickers. Shut the fuck up.
That was so canonically auto that hurts.
Yes, that really was.
That was so auto it hurt. All right, Mac, are you back? Mac.
you.
We'll give them another minute before we kick off into the second part of the session.
Hey, Augie.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Lee. I just want to let you know that whole little reunion was fucking amazing. I loved it. That was so fucking funny.
Thank you.
Someone procreated with a nim. Listen.
I think
Girl,
it'll be a cute moment when Lenore is introduced at some point to the crew again.
Oh my god, yes! That's gonna be so nice. Shava's gonna instantly be like okay with her.
Yeah. All right. Let's continue things. And hopefully by the time we get to the really important stuff, Mac will be back. Yeah.
My message before we
Okay. Hold on. I need to answer Lee's. Where did you send it?
Please, don't need to stop.
Snapchat, duh.
It's not fucking showing up. Oh wait, no, there it is.
Oh my god. Okay, down.
All right.
Up your ass.
Okay, Lee, you want to be an edgy edgelord? We can do that.
I'm scared.
Just gotta figure out who we're traumatizing. All right.
Yeah, for real.
The sun rises on a new day as you all get up and get ready to head into the town of Vandrel to find a way into Shadow Keep. As you all awaken, let's go down the line and see what everyone's doing for their morning. Let's start off with Otto. Otto, what are you doing this morning?
I'm immediately running to an alchemy shop, quite honestly.
You're not even going to wait for the rest of the party? You're just going to go into Vandrel?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I need my tall ladies, and I have no
I
money.
need my girl bosses.
Alright, I'm gonna just make some mid-morning adjustments to my map. I had a little compartment with a little button and an ignition trigger.
Alrighty.
It goes underneath the seat.
Yeah. Otto has made his final adjustments, getting the mech all ready for whatever the fuck is about to happen in Vandrel. Mac! I don't think Mac's back, guys. So that means we're gonna have to skip right to... Oh, Mac, you're here. You're here. Okay. What? I just wanted to ask if Junifer's doing anything with her morning. It's a new morning. You guys are about to head back into the city. Anything you would like to do? Anything you'd like to say before?
Is making pancakes.
Oh, beautiful. Are you making pancakes for Bon and Luna?
Yes.
Okay. Junifer has a little apron on, and she's
breakfast.
Yeah. You're also wearing the I imagine you wearing the apron over your armor, and you're just making pancakes.
Yeah. And then oven mitts.
Yeah. Bon and Luna dig into the pancakes, and they seem to love it.
That's adorable.
At this, Penelope walks in, and she's like, "Smells good. Junifer, have you seen Mari this morning?"
I don't know. I think she's doing some emo shit again. JK, that's not what I say. Doing something. I don't know. I haven't seen it this morning.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go try to find her. But save me some of those pancakes. She turns around and walks out. Nolai, what are you doing with your morning?
I want to go see Bon. I miss him.
You want to go see Bon? Okay.
Yes.
Bon.
I want to check on the child.
Bon is currently sitting at the table. He's eating his pancakes, and he sees you walk in, Nolai, and he has a mouthful of pancakes, and he just goes, he waves you over.
That is fucking adorable. Juniper's still there, right?
Yes.
Bet. Okay, roleplay time. Woo!
Roleplay time!
Yourself. Alright, I guess, yeah, she's just gonna, wave and then go, stand over by, Juniper.
Yeah, Juniper asked Nolai how many, pancakes she wants.
No, I just kind of shrugs. Just however many you make, I guess.
Juniper then slides over like a comedically ginormous.
Yes, the Goliath woman.
Oh my god. Man, I ship Juniper and No Lie.
Lesbian.
They just give off like big
No,
buff
because
lesbian
I
energy.
I've already said that No Lie is a lesbian. I've already said it. No lesbian.
No Lie, do you wish to go sit at the table with Bon and Luna?
In a moment, I actually did want to ask Juniper something.
Oh yeah, go for it.
She's gonna kind of like, at first anyway, to address the pancake thing. She's just gonna kind of like hold the plate a little bit and be like, "Thank you," and just kind of like set it down for a second. I did want to ask you something though.
Sure, what's up?
I wanted to ask your opinion just on what is happening here, because it started simple enough, but the more that we stay and the longer that we're here, the crazier the shit is getting.
Well, to be honest, I have no idea what's happening most of the time. I'm honestly just going with the flow, and yeah. Sorry, can't of help, No Lie.
It's alright, it's alright. I was just curious about your opinion, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but as long as I get my things out of the way, then I don't really mind it.
She's gonna kind of like look over at the kids, and then just kind of like chuckle. She's gonna say, "I suppose so. I'll go join them for now, I suppose."
Okay, enjoy your breakfast, No Lie.
Thank you. And she's gonna take over the comically large plate of pancakes over to the table.
Juniper does like a comedic like handguns and like a wink to No Lie.
Oh, oh,
Okay,
lesbians,
so she's bad.
lesbians. Oh my god! But just imagine the power couple, Juniper and No Lie would be. And you know what? And you know what? No sexist man could say anything because Juniper and No Lie could literally break any man into ash by like touching them.
Just obliterate them, you know? They say fuck misogyny.
Sorry.
I don't know. Lie's just like humongous woman, gladiator woman. Juniper is literally like basically a god.
Alright. No Lie, as you go to sit at the table, Luna immediately points and she just says, "Tattoos!" As she points at No Lie's tattoos, and Bon just goes, "Luna, it's rude to point. Just don't do that."
I don't mind. It's alright.
Bon looks over at you, No Lie, and he just goes, "How's your morning going?"
Uneventful so far. How about you?
Good. I asked Lenore if I could come with you all into the city, but she said no. She said it's too dangerous, Bon says, as he looks into his pancakes.
I agree.
Well, I was with you guys in the church, and I was fine.
But now you're home, and we don't need to put you in any unnecessary danger.
But you guys all are going out and doing things, and I have to sit here.
Think about it like this. What's most important to you right now?
Well, I guess, helping Mom.
And that's what you need to do. And by doing that, staying here, staying safe, that's helping.
Right, Bon says, as he continues to chow down on one of his pancakes. And Bon just kind of looks up, and he looks over at No Lie, and then he looks over at Juniper, and he's just like, I don't know what's gonna happen in that city, but I hope out of everyone, you two are alright. Because you two just seem too good for this world.
My fucking heart! Damn! Okay. I don't think Nolai's gonna know how to reply to that, so I don't think that she will.
Oh, but also one more thing before you guys are off. And Bon makes eye contact with both Junifer and Nolai again. Make sure that nothing happens to Penelope. Please.
As to me, I'm keeping my eye on her.
You know, it's funny when I rescued her. I was in one of the Valterian boot camps, and then they brought in a bunch of prisoners, and I don't know. I guess just out of all of them, I saved her. But now she gets to go and help you guys, but I have to stay here, even though I'm the one who saved her in the first place.
Because she's still an adult. You're still a child.
Right, Bon says. Well, not for much longer. Once I'm 16, it'll be a different story.
You still have some time before then. There's nothing wrong with still being a child while you can be.
I suppose you're right, no lie. I just wish that I could help more.
You are helping. By staying safe. The last thing that we need to worry about is you guys getting hurt. If we know that you're safe, well then that's just one more thing that we don't have to worry about.
Right, Bon says. And he turns around to Luna, who is like etching to get out of her seat, and Bon just says, I should go watch her. Besides, you two are probably going to make off for the city soon anyways, so I'll see you guys hopefully in a few days.
We'll be back.
Nice. Bon gets up and walks off. Junifer, Nolai, is there anything else you guys want to say or do?
Junifer just smiles sweetly at Bon.
Alright. Bon smiles back.
I'm
Alright.
chilling.
Alright. We'll go back to Penelope. Penelope walks up the stairs, and she goes over to Mari's door and she knocks on it, but the door opens, and there's Pilar. Penelope looks at Pilar and just says, Hi, Pilar. We're about to head out soon, so I was just wondering if you could tell me where Mari is so we have everyone here. Pilar closes the door and he just goes, Yeah, she went into the forest about 30 minutes ago. Penelope decides, why did she go into the forest? I don't know. She told me not to follow, but honestly, I don't care. Let's go find her. Pilar grabs Penelope's hand, and they start to walk down the staircase and head out of the house. I guess just since they're NPCs, I won't really roll. I guess they'll just kind of explore the outskirts of the house. And Pilar says, She's this way. I can feel it. And Penelope just goes, You know where she is at all times? And Pilar just kind of shrugs, Kind of. And they start to walk into the forest. Mari, what are you doing right now?
Okay, so Mari is trying to hunt down an animal, like a wolf or a fox or something.
Okay, make me a perception check.
Where the fuck? Oh, there's my D6. Or no, a D6. It's my D20. I'm gonna cry. Alright, 15.
You're able to find a large snake in the grass.
Okay. I want to kill it.
Okay, make me an attack roll.
A 19.
Okay, it's fucking... You just take your boot and you just on its neck and just crush its neck. killing the snake instantly. Off in the distance, Juniper feels a disturbance in the force.
Like, it's still baking.
Yeah.
Baking, and it's just like looking out in like the air. A shudder.
You just felt Enta's chills down your spine. Mari, what do you want to do with the snake?
Alright, I am going to... I'm going to go to a different area of the forest, and yeah, I think that's pretty much all I want to say right now.
Okay. Pilar is gonna make a perception check to try and find you. Pilar got a 17. Okay. Mari, as you're doing whatever you're doing with the snake, you hear rustling behind you, and you can see Pilar and Penelope kind of walking through the forest, a little bit of a distance, but they're closing into your location.
Uh-oh. So, does he see me?
Not yet. But you see them, but they don't see you.
Fuck, okay. I'm gonna throw a rock the other direction.
Okay.
And then move to a different area.
Alright. Pilar just says, rock, and starts leading Penelope that way. Anything else you want to do with your turn, Mari?
Oh man, I don't know if I would just... I'm going to go ahead and get close to the house, but like away where people can't see me.
Okay. At this point, Pilar and Penelope come back to the house. Nolai, Otto, Juniper, you guys have all gone into your gear and are ready to leave. And Penelope just walks up to the three of you and just goes, "We can't find Mari."
Great.
Right.
Okay.
Damn. She just left us with her husband.
And Pilar just kind of pipes up, "I am a great husband indeed."
No one was questioning that.
No one was
Anyway, alright, does anyone have any idea where she could have gone?
I thought she went into the forest, but all I found was rocks.
And you lead to where you thought you saw her?
Yes, follow me. And Pilar grabs Nolai's hand in his one hand. Pilar has Nolai's hand in the other hand. He still has Penelope's hand in the other one, and he just starts leading you guys back towards the forest.
Alright, guess we're going.
Can Juniper like leave the oven on an accident and then have to like rush back into the house and turn it off?
Yeah, we can do that in a second. All right. As you guys start to walk back to the forest, guess roll me perception checks to try and find Mari.
So 11 minus.
On my thing, sorry, hold on.
The fuck is my perception?
23.
Penelope got a 19. After a
I got a 17.
17. As you guys are walking through the forest, Otto, you don't really notice anything. You're a little too short, so like the bushes, they're kind of high. You can't really see over them. but the rest of you notice Mari kind of on the outskirts of the house, and she's facing away from all of you.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Pilar just says, "There's Mari," and he starts dragging Penelope and Nolai over to Mari.
Alright, guess we're going. That's fine. I feel like if Pilar's with us, we're okay.
Yeah. Mari. Yeah, so they're coming up behind you, but you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing?
So, oh god. So, can I like describe the scene?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as y'all are approaching, you start hearing like a ripping noise. And you see like a bunch of like red everywhere. And as y'all get closer and closer to Mari, you see that she's cut out her tongue.
What the fuck?
Ayo, what?
What the fuck? No!
See that every day.
Great!
Literally just
Fuck!
guys. Fine.
You can tell no secrets. She fuck. Great, love that. Okay.
Penelope is the first to speak, and she just goes, Mari?
Mari's gonna do one of those like slowly turns around and she's like frozen and it's just blood dripping down her chin.
Penelope
She's
just
like,
Penelope is just gonna be like, oh, and she's gonna faint and fall over.
Oh my god. Okay. Nolai's just gonna kind of like sigh, and then just like walk over, and she's gonna help try to like bandage it so she's not actively fucking bleeding. You know?
well,
Jennifer casual Penelope.
Yeah.
so Nolai, Mari, like I'm kind of fighting you off, and like I reach behind me.
Let's go right the fuck now. Let's see who's gonna win. You'll lose.
But then I'm like trying to get you from touching me, and I'm gonna grab something from behind me, and it's the tongue of a snake.
Bruh.
And I'm gonna put it in my mouth,
No.
and I'm going to cast.
Fart.
I guess could I just cast Cure Wounds
Yeah.
to attach it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I cast Cure Wounds.
What the fuck?
You all watch as Mari fuses what's left of her normal tongue to the snake's tongue. And after a minute, the bleeding stops. And Mari now has a snake tongue hissing out of her mouth.
Nolai's just looking in like disgust and confusion.
Penelope wakes up, she like looks up and sees the snake tongue coming out of Mari's mouth, and she just goes, oh, and faints again.
Nolai's just gonna kind of look at Mari and go, what? So what the fuck is this?
Well,
You gonna explain to me why you're sitting in the middle of the fucking woods cutting your fucking tongue out?
well, I guess I can't keep any more secrets. So, about that, and she's going to summon Visca.
Okay. You guys watch as Mari begins to like dry heave, and you all watch. You all watch. You all watch as this snake-like worm slithers out of her mouth and falls onto the ground. And you can watch as this creature like slowly slithers up, and just like.
Juniper like slowly covers eyes.
All right, I'm going to give my tongue to Visca, and I'm gonna whisper to him. I'm gonna say, "Take this as far away as you can."
Visca goes, understood. And he like puts the rest of Mari's tongue in his mouth and starts to slither away.
Nah, that's nah.
Mari? Hey, Mari?
What the fuck is happening,
Mari?
bro?
Hey, Mari?
Yes.
Mari? What the fuck?
That's taking French kissing to a whole new level.
Pilar just says, yep, ain't she a catch?
Yeah, she gotta catch the fucking hands. Jesus Christ.
Mari, I think I collectively speak for the group when I say, what the fuck is going on right now?
Listen, I'm.
No silly goofy.
I'm doing this for our own good.
Come on, guys. Understand?
What does that mean?
Mari's like visibly a little bit distressed because she did not, you know, want y'all to see her like this. And because of my tongue, I'm being tracked by somebody. And so for my own good and the rest of y'all, I'm sending it away.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous to ask anyone.
Wait, are you doing this because someone's trying to tell you, like trying to make you say something, and so if you take your tongue away, then you won't be able to say anything?
No.
Then what the fuck?
I can't explain it.
Magical tongue?
I feel like you know how to explain it. You were just choosing not to.
Somebody very powerful is using my tongue to track me. And I do not want that power held over me.
I feel like, given everything that's happened, you owe it to us to tell us who the fuck is tracking you.
Oh, man. If I told you guys, you would never trust me again.
I don't think any of us trust you right now at all.
Yeah, the less that we know about you, the less we trust you. We know absolutely nothing about you. And then we walk in on this, and you expect us to not want answers.
You're right. It was Mallory.
Sorry?
Mallory.
Fucking dragon.
Yes.
Was it of your choosing?
Dude, Trin, you're like really quiet. I can barely hear you.
God damn it! This is so annoying. Sorry. Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay. He's just gonna kind of like look over at Mari and then sigh a bit and just go, was it of your choosing?
No.
There's a bit of hesitation there.
I trusted the wrong person, and it got me into this situation.
Yeah, well, Valteria is known for that. Alright.
I think I've heard everything I need to hear, Penelope says. She was slightly awake, and she kind of stands up out of your arms, Junifer, and she just says, right. Guess we should be off. Penelope looks at you, Mari, and she just says, Mari, just who are you?
I can't. I don't even know.
Penelope looks a little saddened at this. And as you guys are all standing there in silence, the voice of Lenore speaks up behind you all. Are you all ready to head out? You all turn and you can see Lenore has her gear on, and she's ready to go, and she's looking over at all of you.
Any chance we can stop by a therapist office?
Yes, we can stop in the city.
We're going to have to mingle in the city, so I'd say pick an activity you want to do for the day while I scout out Shadowkeep. Is everything all right? You guys look a little pale. Even Mari.
We're good. We're good.
Lenore.
That's fine.
Lenore nods. Right. Let's be on our way. You all head to the city of Vandrel, and we'll come back to you guys in a second, but I want to do some stuff with Iker. Iker! Spike. Time to do some stuff with you.
All right.
Iker, you wake up this morning as well. You are in a new cell, not as lavish as the last one. And did the music stop fucking playing? No, it didn't. Never mind. Iker, you wake up in a new cell. Not as lavish or as furnished as the one you were talking with Mallory in. But you're currently sleeping on a bed. And you wake up, and there's no windows, so you don't know what time it is. What do you do?
I just look around my room.
All right. Oh, fuck, I just opened Minecraft by accident. No. Close. Okay. Now is not the kind. I can't game. Okay, sorry. The Minecraft button's right next to the Discord button, so I like hit it by accident. All right, so Iker, as you awaken, you still feel that kind of drained sensation throughout your body. And as you look outside your cell, you can see those same torches are just outside your cell, stopping you from using blood magic.
Are there any guards guarding my cell?
There are 2 Valterian elites right outside your cell.
Is it the same one that I fought before?
You can't tell because they all wear the exact same armor and none of them talk. So they all kind of just look like clones of each other.
So it's like the stormtroopers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. No, I can't use any of my magic. Or is
No.
it stifling, like it's lessening the ability for me to?
It's basically stifled. You can't use any magic. From what you gathered, anyone with magic around a certain vicinity of these torches has it muted.
Is there a way to stop the torches?
How about you roll me a perception check?
21.
Iker, looking around your room, you notice that there are like what looks like to be bars. You know how like certain cells have like windowed bars, but it doesn't appear to lead anywhere. But it looks like one of the bars is a little loose, so you could maybe pry it free. You also find that there's just little bits of rock and rubble around your room. But the actual torches themselves are a little too far away for you to grab by like reaching through your cell with your arm. They're a little too far away to grab. And also there's Valterian elites like right outside your door. So they would definitely probably sense you trying to reach around.
I think I'm just gonna dig on the guards, try to get them to react.
All right. What do you say to them?
Well, with you being a part of Valteria and all, and with that weakling Vanessa obviously being taken out by the group of pirates, did you perhaps have friends or family that were killed by the same pirates? I mean, surely not. Surely Valteria can stand up to its homage, the legend of Valteria. Surely you didn't have any lost ones within this fight. Now, did you?
The elites don't say anything.
Not talking. I bet your friends didn't talk when they got killed either. A life of silence. I don't envy it. Just not able to say or do anything other than what you're told. It's pure shame, you know.
At this point, you hear a voice down the hallway as Zotar speaks. You're gonna be wasting your breath talking to them, Iker. The Valterian elites have sworn to complete silence when they're on duty. So talking to them is like talking to a brick wall. Zotar walks closer to your cell.
You're someone that I can talk to.
Yes, I am. How are you doing, old friend?
Peachy, you see, welcome to my abode. I've got a lavish bed to lie on, a little desk and everything that I can write on. If I could get some pen and paper, perhaps. I'm not sure. I mean, I couldn't ask for more being held captive. Being a prisoner in such a gallant place,
Zotar sighs and like puts his head in his hand and he just goes, God, I forgot how you won't shut the fuck up.
It's a shame. Should have cut my tongue out whenever you put this blood in me, but you didn't.
Trust me, I wanted to kill you the minute you got knocked out by one of those elites, but Mallory insisted that we keep you alive. Don't really know why.
Are you Mallory's lapdog? Can't do unless your master tells you. Aww.
Mallory is assisting us in every way to continue the cult's practices, something that you unfortunately grew astray from.
Yes, because you were killing innocent people in the name of a god that doesn't exist, but anyway. I mean, it must be a shame working under the foot of such a weak man to have to stifle my own magic and use multiple guards to take me out because he couldn't himself do it, How weak of a character of a man is he? I'm not surprised Vanessa died.
Zotar shrugs. I don't really care about the Valterians, and I don't even really know who Vanessa was. What I do care about is you, Iker.
I see.
You see, you have a certain blood in you that I desperately need back. And I asked Mallory, why don't we just kill him? We don't need him anymore, and I could get the blood that you have in your system back into a vial and repurpose Sartos' blood, but he said no. And so instead,
Then
we have
why
to keep you in a
put
cell.
it in me in the first place, is the question.
Well, you were our strongest fighter. And, well, I don't want to suck your dick too much here, but you were definitely the prime candidate to test such rare and special blood on. And from my tests, it seems to have worked perfectly on you. You are a great example of what the cult can work towards. Can you not see that, Iker? Imagine if everyone had your power. It would be great. It would be a utopia.
Yes, but how would you control such power?
Well, you seem
if
to...
everyone is as strong as I am, how would you control me? How would you control 1,000 people?
I'm not looking...
Anyone can do what they wanted to.
I'm not looking to control people, Iker. I'm looking to have them see the truth of evolution. You are that evolution. But you're...
Kill as many innocents in your path as it takes.
Yes, unfortunately, you're not the type of person to show that type of evolution. You're a skulking rat. And I could probably find someone who believes in our beliefs more than you to hone your blood.
A murderer, yes.
You say I'm a murderer, but really all the people I'm killing are just lesser races. I wouldn't even really consider it murder. I would just consider it executing the rabble.
Lesser races, you say, though.
Yes.
What is it in your position to deem yourself as a higher race? Why do you believe that you were at the top of the food chain? What's so special about you?
Because our races, Iker, were created by the gods themselves. But there are a lot of races on this place, on Otax, that don't have any god backgrounds. Warforged, goblins, half-orcs, and the others that went
extinct. We can trust in these gods that created us.
Because the gods created Otax, how could we not trust them? Those races that weren't...
somebody that is dead. Someone that does not have influence here anymore.
Oh, the gods still have plenty of influence, Iker. 2 of your friends are living examples of that. Although I don't understand why a god would pick a half-orc. Again...
Maybe you're a bigot. I don't know.
No, Iker, I simply know the truth. The only races on Otax that should exist are the races that the gods created. And those other races, well, they came around by accident. and so I'm simply getting rid of them and pushing the rest of us forward to a better utopia. Isn't that a cause worth fighting for?
Whatever. Just cut the bullshit. What are you here for? Why are you talking to me currently? What has been the mission of accomplished that you have come to speak with me? Clearly, you came here for something.
Well, what I want is Sartosa's blood, but obviously you're not going to be giving that up anytime soon.
Well, if you knew that already, then why are you here?
I guess the reason I'm here, Iker, is I'm just curious. What are you going to do if you kill me and destroy the cults? What purpose do you have outside hunting me down? Like you said before, your blood is a curse. So really, are you just going to be a shell of a man when all this is over?
Well, what's making you say that my goal is to just take down the cult and the church?
Well, the fact that you keep showing up here is a pretty prime example of that.
If you think that I would stop with the cult and the church, knowing with such evil that is in this world, I wouldn't be a shell. No, it would be a driving force. You would be a mere stepping stone in my mission to rid this world of evil. Maybe I'd go to Valteria and kill all these Valterian soldiers, even the ones that guard my cell. Just eradicate them entirely, because if a group of pirates could have killed one, and I'm stronger than a mere group of pirates, I think I can do a lot more damage to a mere dragon fang, or dragon fangs. So that's my goal.
Zotar snorts. Yeah. A group of pirates defeated Vanessa.
Well, what was so special about them?
Oh, there was some...
How did a group of pirates kill a dragon fang?
Well...
How is that even possible?
There are definitely things special about that group. Especially one in particular, but, you see that Zotar...
Did they have this god magic that he is so desperately looking for? Was that how he was able to do it? Is that what he's afraid of?
Zotar speaks. One did. One in particular did. But, he's gone now, Zotar says. So, but, I will say, Iker, those pirates were an interesting bunch. But I won't...
Were they an enemy of the church?
Zotar doesn't speak for a second and then says, one of them was. But again, he's no longer here.
What was his problem with the church?
Oh.
Or was it the same as I?
His problem was, yes, much the same. He thought that I was insane and that he was going to save the world and he got the power of fire. But now he's dead. And that power should have been passed along to me! And Zotar punches the wall. But no. Instead.
But look at you, powerless, weak as ever.
Oh. Don't you
know,
worry.
I could fight you here. Take these torches down and I'm sure I could show you something.
Maybe you could, Iker. Maybe you could, but I have much bigger plans and I don't plan on dying anytime soon. So, what I'll leave you with...
Well, maybe you won't die, but I mean, I could make you my lapdog. Clearly, you're good enough at that.
Don't worry, Iker. Things are in motion, and I'm sure you'll get your time to shine very soon. I'll be waiting and watching to see how well this Sartosa magic continues to interact with you.
Maybe for the better. I've spoke with her once before, so maybe we'll continue to talk.
Yes. Although I will say, you being in so close proximity with her daughters, well, that may cause unwanted reactions, Zotar says. And he turns around and begins to walk away.
And I look at one of the Valterian elites. Well, now that your master left, we can get back to our conversation.
They just stand there.
Bitches.
They just stand there silently. All right, okay.
Y'all are about us. Yeah, it is like I feel like the scene will end me just like
just rambling at them.
On these social yeah.
Lee just sent me a Snapchat. Why'd you send me a video, Lee? I have to listen to this. Why don't you just text it to me?
You don't have to fucking open it. Just be bullshitting.
Okay.
God.
Alright. That'll be it for now, Iker. The rest of you can unmute because we are heading into Vandrel.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ew.
okay, we're getting off track. Let's get back to the session. You guys are heading back into the city of Vandrel. As you guys re-enter, you guys can see that there's a unusual amount of soldiers walking around. They just got back from their current excursion. And it's about midday. Everyone's around bustling, going to stores and shops. As you guys enter, Lenore turns to you all and says, "All right, I'm going to try and find a way into Shadow Keep. You guys just poke around, talk to locals, maybe go to places maybe you shouldn't go to, but try and keep a low profile. Here, take these." And she gives you guys each a little stone. Apparently, Arya was still able to keep onto these after Sartosa's manor burned down. They'll vibrate when given the signal. That will alert you all to when I find an opening. Oh my god, guys. I gave you guys vibrating stones. Okay? Calm the fuck down.
August, what did you expect was gonna happen with this group of people when you
It's tiny. It would get lost in the vagina. I don't know what you guys think.
Do you not understand that that's not exactly all that it's used for?
Oh god, okay. Alright, you fuckers. Lenore gives you a bunch of little stones and tells you that they will signal you all when she's found an opening to get into Shadow Keep. And,
How did they signal us?
and past all this horniness, all this fucking, all these vibrating stones, we're gonna start the turn order because god damn it.
Everyone.
Mari is the most sexualized character in Godblood, and yet she's the least sexual out of everyone.
Yeah, the fucking energy that comes off of Iker.
Yeah, he's the horny one. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, you fuckers, we're gonna go down the line.
Look, that's why I have a times horny counter on this fucking sheet.
Oh my god, of course you do.
God, Ardor was also really horny. Spike, are you trying to tell us something? Are you okay?
We already.
I
don't know why you're.
I'm a hypersexual. I don't know.
Alright. We're going down the line. We're going down the line. Alright, you fucks. Here we go. First on the list. It's Otto. Otto,
Of course.
you're first up. Rest of you mute your fucking horny selves.
No, fuck that. I am tugging on Nolai's sleeve.
Oh. You're dragging Nolai into this.
Hello.
Excuse me. Now, I'm not saying I can go anywhere without some help, but I'm going to an alchemy shop, and I don't know if you know my track record for this sort of stuff, but I may need backup. Would you like to come along with me?
If I have to kill anyone today because of you, I'm going to be very upset.
And I will be very proud of you. Now, straight to the first alchemy shop that looks like it sells warcraft materials.
Okay. Otto, you see this very proper looking capitalist-like shop, and there's a sign on the door that says Dresden Incorporated Apothecary.
Great.
Oh, I know what I'm doing to this place. All right.
Otto, as you walk in, there is a dwarf woman sitting at the counter. And as you walk in, she looks over and says, "Welcome in."
Excuse me, my fine lady. Where do you keep your phosphorus?
That'll be back aisle. It'll be right by the gasoline.
Excellent. I'm gonna grab a can of gasoline, grab a couple pounds of sulfur, grab a couple pounds of phosphorus, and saltpeter.
I'm assuming I'm holding most of this.
Yes, Otto's just handing it to you.
Don't let any of that mix. I'm also just gonna grab a little can of gasoline. Just for funsies.
The dwarven woman speaks up and she goes, "Collecting quite a hole over there. You got any fun plans with that?"
Yes.
Perfect. Well, if you need any help, just let me know.
Will do. Hey, no lie, dear. If I make a scene, can you run just around the back of the building?
Why?
I'm not giving Dresden a single rusted penny. All right?
Who is this man?
Excellent question. I promise I will explain it if this goes off without a hitch. Cool.
We're stealing from this place, aren't we?
You can bet your ass we're stealing from it.
Fuck it.
All right.
Let's fucking go, I guess.
All right, Otto, what's your distraction?
I'm gonna go over and let's see, what's a fun chemical reaction? They have baking soda and vinegar.
What was that?
They got baking soda and vinegar.
Yes, you do.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna accidentally tip a big old thing of vinegar into the baking soda barrel.
First thing in the city, and oh my god.
You know, sometimes it happens this way.
It's gonna get much worse from this, I promise you, I guess.
Of course it does. Why would you make anything easy for No Lie?
I'm sorry, no lie.
No, you're not. Let's just fucking go. Let's see what happens. Hope we don't.
Yeah, Otto, as you pour this together, this horrific gas. This God, how do I even explain it? It's you know, I mean he's gassing the place. He's gassing the place out. It's fucking and immediately the dwarven woman's just like as it wafts over to her. Otto, you are currently plugging your nose. What do you do now?
Next one up. I think I'm gonna accidentally bump the sulfur into the fucking what's sulfur react with? Sulfur and gasoline are right next to each other, weren't they? Or was that phosphorus and gasoline?
It's phosphorus.
Yeah, it's phosphorus.
That's even worse. I'm gonna go bump the gasoline.
God, okay.
I'm going.
Yeah, Nola's gone. Otto, can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Absolutely. That was a 19. Plus.
Otto, you dive as the mixture explodes in a giant infernal of fire. And the entire place starts to light up, and the fire starts mixing with other chemicals, and that starts exploding. And Nola and Otto, by the time you guys are halfway down the street, there's a loud as the store detonates, and giant flaming wreckage is left in your wake, and you guys can see the dwarven woman running in the street on fire, screaming.
It's the biggest shit-eating grin on his face.
She's like stops, drops, and rolls. As you can see, Valterian soldiers running over to see what has happened.
I'm pulling us into an alleyway and getting us the fuck out of here.
All right. Yeah, you guys go into a side alleyway. Do you guys want to say anything?
I'm just gonna look down at Otto, and I'm gonna say, I'm never fucking listening to you or your shit-ass plans again.
That's fair. I'm sorry. I should have told you. Anyways, what are you looking to do in the city?
Not bring a fuck ton of attention to us, perhaps?
That's fair. I'm sincerely sorry.
It's better been fucking worth it. Let's just get back with the group.
It really was.
I'm just heading back towards where the group is, generally.
Otto, do you follow?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Is my mech with us?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna text you some jury rigging stuff and just kind of sit in the seat while I'm doing this.
All right.
So, yeah, follow along.
All right. Let's move on to the next person. Mari. Mari, as you're walking through the street, first off, you hear a kaboom off in the distance, and you see a giant plume of fire off in the distance. What are you doing?
I'm going to go to a what are they fucking called? Would it be a blacksmith where I can get armor?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going.
Okay, Pilar is with you. Pilar says, "Where are we going?"
The blacksmith. I think I've gotten us into a little bit of trouble, but I think I might need a new look.
Wonderful, Pilar says. You guys walk over to the blacksmith, where you can see a Goliath man hammering away at some tools. And he looks over at the two of you and says, "Welcome."
Hello, sir. I was just wondering if you had any armor that you think would suit someone like me. She's gonna like kind of try to seduce him a little bit.
The Goliath man looks a little weirded out by this, and he says, "Sure, what are you looking for? Plates? Leather?"
Probably...
Oh, actually, you can't wear plate armor because you're a spellcaster, so
Yeah.
that would, yeah. So,
Yeah, I need leather.
yeah, the Goliath man turns around. Mari, you notice that on his arms, kind of like on the back of his arms, like under his sleeve, you can see what looks like to be like whip marks, kind of running like down the back of his arm, as he walks inside, and then he comes back out with some new leather gear, and he says, "I'm assuming you'd want black."
You've guessed correct.
He puts in front of you like a roguish-looking set of leather armor with lots of buckles and straps all around it. It's a full leather suit of armor, so chest plate, pants, boots, gloves, the whole shebang.
Nice.
And he says, "Will this do for you?"
It sure will. And dear, your arms and your... How'd you get those?
Oh, the Goliath looks kind of like under to look at his arms. Let's just say the Valterians waste no time putting my kind to work.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Is there anything I could do to help?
The man looks a little awkward at this, and he says, "You can buy the armor?"
Mari,
Rejected.
I have two plans that I could do. How much is this armor?
About 40 gold pieces.
Of course, of course. Mari's going to pull some gold pieces out of her little purse, and she's going to cast Minor Illusion to make it more
Okay.
look like it's more than what it is.
All right.
And she's going to give it to the man.
He nods and he picks up the gold and says, "All right, all yours." How much gold was actually in the pouch?
It's like 25.
All right, go ahead and remove 25 from your inventory, and the Goliath man pushes forward the armor over to you. "Pleasure doing business with you."
Alright. And then... Thank you. And she's gonna walk away. And, she's going to... Hold on. I want to cause chaos.
All right, what do you want to do?
I'm looking at my stuff, dude.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go pee because I've been holding in this piss for like the past 30 minutes. I'll be right back.
Same. Be right back.
Why are you ripping off my people like that, Red?
Bro, Mari just wants to fuck people over. It doesn't matter
Mari-
who it is.
Kind of a bitch, not gonna lie.
Yeah, fuck Mari, dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
Mari-
Oh, I have a plan.
I swear, be nice to my girl. She didn't do nothing wrong.
I can't make any promises.
We're gonna brawl. We're gonna fight.
I realized that as a magic user, I haven't really done a whole lot of magic in this campaign.
Yeah. Why is this specific session been A, so extremely horny, and B, filled with neo-Nazis?
What? Why are there casual fucking neo-Nazis and bigots here? What?
Alright, I'm back. And also, they're here so you can kill them, of course.
As art imitating life.
Well, see, because, like, out of all of the other sessions and everything, I have not marked anything for the times horny counter. And so far, there's been 4 instances where this campaign has been horny. And I'm like, this is the first one. This one has been extremely horny when none of the other sessions have.
Alright.
Mood.
Mari, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to go back in to the shop.
Alright.
Sorry.
And I'm going to I'm gonna sneak like behind him. And I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. Make me an attack roll.
That's going to be... Oh, that's 25.
That hits.
Mm-hmm. And then... Hold on. Okay, he's gonna take 6 points of damage. And as he's getting damaged, I'm going to steal my coins back.
Alright. Make me a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Yay! Okay. That's a 19.
Alright. Mari, you summon these necrotic bells by the Goliath, and he just goes, huh? And they start ringing, and he, grips his ears as he starts yelling in pain as he squats down. And Mari, you take the bag of money and turn around and sneak back out of the store as the Goliath wails to the sound of the ringing bells.
Mari is going to be spending no money throughout this entire campaign, even if it costs me my goddamn life.
Alright. Anything else you'd like to do, Mari?
Put on the armor, and that's gonna be it for my turn.
Alright. Mari has now slipped into her new leather armor. And now we're going to go to Junifer.
Mage, Mari's canceled. Literally so.
Junifer.
Dude, she's evil.
Okay, I'm ready.
Alright, Junifer, what are you doing in the city right now?
I don't know.
Do you want to go to a store? Want to go to a park?
Yeah, sure, why not? Big woman going to park, sit on a park bench,
All
eat
right.
some birds.
Junifer, you start to head towards the nearest community park. There are actually lots of parks in Vandrel. Lots of community parks for people to rest in. And Junifer, as you sit down on a bench, you pull out some little bits of rations and you start throwing it at the birds to eat. A little tired and a little bit, what's the word? A little bit uncertain about where your future is heading. As you are doing this, Junifer, you hear laughter in front of you. As you look up and you can see a mom grabbing her young child and then like taking the other one by the hand and the two of them walking out of the park, all of them laughing in joy.
Damn.
Junifer, as you watch this, you hear the familiar voice of Penelope next to you, and she says, "You good, Junifer?"
Junifer turns over with tears down her face.
Oh. Junifer, and Penelope just kind of sits next to you, and she says, "What's wrong?"
Jennifer, like snuffles her nose and is just like wipes away her tears really quickly out of like embarrassment, and she's just like, "Oh, nothing, kid. Nothing."
That's clearly not nothing, Junifer. I've never seen you cry before. What's going on?
Just remembering people that I love.
Penelope nods, and she kind of sits up a little bit more straight on the bench and kind of leans back with her arms crossed. You know, you... How do I put this? I can tell that you're a very good person, Junifer, and I just wanted you to know that if you ever feel like it and you don't want to help us out anymore, I don't think the others would mind if you left to go, well, figure your things out.
Thanks for that, but I've kind of already dedicated myself to you guys. And I don't mind the company, also.
Penelope nods, and then she asks, you know, I think I know what you're crying about, but I won't pry. I know that kind of stuff can be sensitive, but I'll just say that it's quite a miracle that you've been picked by a god to be her champion. That has to mean that there's more to your story than just loss.
I could say the same for you. Mm-hmm.
Penelope smiles and she nods her head, and she gets up and she offers her hand to help you up, Junifer. Let's go find the others.
Sounds like a plan.
Penelope grabs your hand, Junifer, and helps you stand up. And the two of you, first off, take a little trek through the park just to appreciate a little bit of downtime. Now, technically, Nolai didn't get her own turn. She only got a turn where she was helping Otto commit mayhem. So I think we'll end this on Nolai. Yeah, Nolai, you help Otto get his things. Is there anything you want to do in the city?
There's not anything in particular. I will let DM choose.
Okay, great. Then I get a role play. Nolai, as you are loading the last of Otto's stuff into his little mech carrying area so he can work on it, Otto, you notice this too. Nolai, you feel a searing pain kick right like where your rib cage is, and you kind of buckle over. The pain is intense.
Great.
Otto, you notice this immediately, but while this is happening, Nolai, you hear voices in the back of your head. You hear what sounds like multiple wispy voices all speaking at the same time. And you can hear them just saying things like power, evolution, promise,
Ew.
new life. Like a bunch of little voices speaking in the back of your head. And as the
I
voices
don't like that.
the voices get louder and louder until they all speak in unison as one to what seemingly is being directed at you, and they say, "Do you want power?"
Oh, gross.
Maybe just like patting No Lie on the face.
I hate this. I don't think she's not gonna say anything back. I don't like this.
The voices go back to talking amongst each other before they all speak in unison once again. You have been blessed. We can further that blessing. No.
Oh, God damn it! I guess okay. Because as a player, I'm intrigued by what that means. I don't think that No Lie would be though. Can she like? Is she still like aware of what's happening around her right now, or like what's happening?
A little bit, but it's really hazy. You can just see Otto kind of starting to get down his mech to like check up on you. But it's like super fuzzy everywhere.
Okay. Alright, I guess she's gonna like kind of like mutter to herself in response. I don't like it. I guess she's just gonna ask, "What the hell are you?"
The voices are all speaking, and they're just saying things like, "We are many. We've been everywhere.
No.
We are combined into one special substance for evolution. We have seen the dawn of a new era, and you have been picked as our vessel."
Give me one moment.
I'm sorry. Sorry, yeah, my internet was stupid.
Oh, no worries. Did you hear any of that?
I heard you say something about them being like everyone and how I'm a perfect vessel and shit.
Yep. You got the gist.
Alright. No Lie's just gonna kind of. God damn. Where do you come from, then, if you can't tell me who you are?
The voices all begin to speak again, and they're just like, "We are multiple. We are all from different parts, brought here together to lead a new age, and we have chosen you as the vessel."
What is your desire with this?
The voices stop for a second, and they just say, "The blood will be the evolution. The blood will be the evolution. The blood will be the evolution." And then another voice speaks and says, "This is perfect. A vessel of a race that belongs to a god. You are a prime vessel. Let the blood evolve you."
Nope. Absolutely not. Alright, putting a stop to that. No Lie. No Lie, continually, like, to mutter to herself, I guess. It's just gonna be like, if you're asking me to rid the planet of the other races, I will not help you.
We do not wish for that. We do not wish for anyone's death. We only wish for progression.
I don't know if I'm liking the way that you say progression.
Elena failed. But where she failed, we can pick up the pieces. We can help.
Elena didn't fail. Life is not something that needs to be rushed to evolve.
The voices all begin to speak again as they slowly fade, and they're just saying, "You're no fun. You're no fun. We'll be waiting. You're no fun. Waiting. Waiting." And the voices lead the back of your mind. Otto, while this was all happening, Nolai was like bent over, and her eyes were like bloodshot red. Like her eyes went completely red, but once the voices have faded, her eyes have turned back to their normal color.
Lol.
Nolai,
You do?
the voices are gone, and the pain's gone as well.
Okay. I don't feel like Nolai's gonna say anything. She's just gonna kind of just like straighten up, I guess, and dust herself off.
Those borderline tears. He's like holding onto your thigh, like, "Holy shit, are you okay?"
She's just gonna kind of like push him off a little bit, and she's like, "I'm fine. Just whatever the fuck you did to me, we need to figure out how to reverse."
I'm so sorry. The keep's full of those cultists, right?
That's what Lenore said.
If we could take one alive, he might be able to help. Or if we could find one of those that, no, Iker wouldn't be able to help. He would know though. I promise we will find a way to reverse it.
I hope so.
Junifer, no, sorry, not Junifer. Nolai.
Yes.
Nolai, as you kind of gather yourself and stand up, I don't know where that old blade is, but I'm just gonna say for context purposes, it's still like on Otto. Maybe it's like in his mech storage compartment where he keeps all his other gadgets. And Nolai, as you dust yourself off, you hear whispering sounds coming from the back of the mech. And as you take a step around, you see that blade that first infused you. And you can see it is, like, calling to you.
Great! Love that! Okay. I guess. Is it something that's, like, ignorable?
I'm gonna need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
God fucking damn it, of course you do. She doesn't want to. This poor woman. Fuck you, I got a nat 20, bitch!
Alright. You are able to tear your eyes away from the blade and ignore the whispers coming from it. But they're still there, lingering.
Okay.
But for now,
Pleasant.
you do not grab it.
No. If I need to, I will, but I don't know if I trust that yet.
Nolai, Otto, anything else you guys wish to say to each other?
No, but Otto is keeping very close.
Alright.
Fine.
We're now going to go back to Junifer and Penelope. Junifer, you are walking down the road with Penelope trying to find the rest of the group. And Penelope begins to talk to you again. She says, "So, where'd you grow up? Did you grow up on a farm, in a city?"
In the forest.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm assuming it was a pretty good house.
I didn't really live in a house.
Oh, where did you live?
In the forest.
Right. Penelope seems a little confused at this, but she just says, "So, you and your family used to just live in the forest?
No, just me.
Oh. Where did your family live?
Well, my mother was dead, and I don't know about my father.
I see. So, like, have you always lived in a forest, or did you, like, live somewhere else?
From as long as I can remember, I just lived in a forest.
Penelope just kind of nods. I lived in a farmhouse, she says.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was next to a forest, but I didn't just live in one. Yeah.
Did you always live in a farmhouse?
Well, I've kind of been everywhere. Me and my family used to live in a Markarith city, and then we lived in a farmhouse. And now I don't really live anywhere. At least not yet, she says.
That's understandable. I'm kind of in the same situation.
Yeah, what were you... Well, obviously, you don't have to answer this question, but it's quite obvious before you ran into everyone else you were definitely doing something in Markarith. What were you doing?
To be honest, I'm trying to track down the cult that killed my family.
At this, Penelope kind of goes a little pale. Yeah, Bond told me about... Well, he told me a little bit. I guess that's just why I wanted to ask, because you said you didn't really know what you were doing here, but it's quite obvious that this cult is linked to all of us in some way, and I feel like you have more reason to confront them than you may think.
Well, to be honest, I'm looking to find the cult leader and grab him in my hand and destroy him.
So, Zotar? I mean, he seems kind of small. I mean, you could probably do that pretty easily. Penelope looks at your huge muscles.
I don't know. You might think that. But what those people are capable of, it's scary how much power they might have.
Well, Iker doesn't seem to think that, but also Iker's kind of a dumbass, Penelope says. That's why we have to save him.
That's true.
Well, I'll be there to help you out. I don't really have anything to do with this cult, but I guess they're trying to kidnap me, so that gives me more than enough reason, but they seem to have fucked you over. They've definitely fucked Iker over. And what they did to Nolai, well, they fucked her over too, so I guess we all have a little bit of payback to give to Zotar and his freaky cultists.
Yeah.
Well, Penelope turns and she extends her hand out. I'll help you get the payback you deserve.
Juniper extends her hand and places a firm handshake on this small girl.
As you two do this, for a split second, the aspect of a bull appears behind Penelope, and the aspect of a deer or an elk appears behind Juniper, and the two just kind of confidently look at each other before they both dissipate as you guys stop shaking hands. And Penelope nods. Hey, look, there's Nolai and Otto. Let's go meet back up with them.
Sounds like a plan. Yo, epic gamer moment.
Epic gamer moment.
I love all the role-playing we're getting in this session. We're building these characters up, boys. Alright. Juniper and Penelope rejoin Nolai and Otto right after Nolai had her little, thing.
Episode.
Penelope walks over and says, how are you two doing?
Fine. You?
Good, Penelope says. no signal from Lenore yet, right?
Not that I'm aware of. I will say, if anyone asks about a fire, she's gonna point down at Otto. It's his fault.
Oh shit. Penelope looks at Otto. Otto, did you do that?
No. No, we did not. If anyone claims we did, we weren't even in the neighborhood.
Penelope, like, face palms and she says, we're supposed to be staying low, not creating... Okay, whatever.
That's what I said.
I had hell to pay.
Look, couldn't you have, like, blown up the dude's shop on the way out?
I would have. I really would have. But, there are just some impulses that a little goblin like me can't control. And one of those is the inherent need for chaos for my mortal enemies.
So I can't control you.
We need to make a leash for Otto.
I also love Otto is saying this while 3 really tall women are just standing around him. He's just looking up at all of them.
Otto needs one of those leashes that they put on kids.
Oh, it's a backpack?
Like a harness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Full backpack.
Yeah. Penelope sighs and says, well, have you guys seen Mari? Or has she gone off to cut off another part of her body?
I don't fucking know.
Well,
Can I have dibs on it?
ew. That's gross.
I need it for science.
You know that Tanjiro face where he's just looking in disgust at Zenitsu? That's the face Penelope's making at Otto right now. Right. Well, I'm sure she'll meet back up with us when Lenore gives the signal.
Let's hope.
Hopefully.
Let's just, go in a nice store to kill some time?
Otto, you're
No.
not meeting our fight.
Burning this time. Penelope points a finger at Otto.
If I agree to this, can I get a treat afterwards?
No.
No. Just stop vandalizing things. We're supposed to be staying low.
It's impossible for me to not be low.
Right. Look, I guess we should just watch him. Make sure he doesn't have any torches or anything on him.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Right.
And Juniper, tell Otto that she'll get him a cake pop.
Yes. Yeah.
I will accept your bribery.
Alright. Alright. The 4 of you are gonna go off. We're gonna dip right back to Mari, see if Lee wants to do anything else as Mari. Lee, do you want to do anything else as Mari?
No, I think I'm good.
Alright, then we're going to skip over to Iker for a little bit more role-playing, and then we'll go on to the final part of the session, which shouldn't be too much longer. Alright, Iker. One more round of role-playing before things get interesting.
What? Who am I gonna diss now?
Well, it's not Mallory or Zotar. Iker, you are laying down in your cell. The guards haven't said anything to you. They are, as Zotar says, completely silent. Sworn to silence. As you are laying in your bed, Iker, you hear a familiar voice creep up. How are you doing, Iker? Gone yourself into quite a conundrum, haven't you?
I so exaggerated, put my hands behind my head and lean back. Oh, I'm doing just fine.
I hope you are, Iker. Iker, you notice out of the corner of your eye, there's a figure in your room.
Oh, so you finally decided to manifest in front of me?
Iker, you turn to look at the figure. Standing in front of you is a incredibly beautiful looking woman. She resembles a tiefling. She has pink skin and she is gorgeous. And she's wearing
yeah. I anime nosebleed a little bit.
She's wearing a feathery dress that appears to be made out of raven feathers. as the woman who you are assuming to be Sartosa walks closer. It appears the longer and longer I stay in your system, the more and more influence I gain. So, tell me, Iker, how are you enjoying my powers? What'd you say, Iker? What did you say to Sartosa?
I said, under my bed, bro, you got all the influence you want over me right now.
Sartosa chuckles at this and she says, "That's what I love to hear, Iker. You know, maybe I was a little too harsh to you at first." And she sits on the side of your bed, but it doesn't sink because she's an illusion, so she just kind of sits there like a specter on the side of your bed.
Yeah.
You know, Iker, I hate this cult just as much as you do. From listening, I know that they are just horrible human beings that want to do the absolute worst to the people of Otax. And I say that together we should destroy them, wouldn't you say?
I'm definitely in the same belief and mindset that you are.
Excellent. You know, there is just one little thing. I can give you more of my powers. In fact, I can make you stronger than Zotar could ever imagine. But there's just a favor I need to ask of you.
I'm listening.
You see, you've met Lenore, haven't you not?
Unfortunately, yes.
I know, she is just such a...
No Lenore slander.
She is just such a cruel daughter. Oh, apologies. I should back up a little bit. You see, Lenore and Arya are my daughters. And I was a kind, caring mother to them, and I loved them with all my heart and gave them everything I could, but in the end, they betrayed me. Not only that, their actions got innocent people killed. And you see, people like that shouldn't be allowed to live, should they, Iker?
I don't believe so. But I have a question for you before we get into this gambit.
Of course.
You worked with the Dragonfang Vanessa, am I correct?
Oh, that was just a small little deal I had to make to get one of my cruel daughters back. Arya was a vicious pirate who killed many, and I was simply trying to bring her back home to save more people, so I unfortunately signed a deal.
So you don't share the views of the Valterians?
Oh no, they're horrible people. Absolutely despicable. If I would take back everything I could and change my ways, but unfortunately now here I am.
I see. Well, I'm listening.
If you were to maybe help me bring my daughters to justice, I can give you enough power to defeat Zotar and dismantle this entire cult. All you need to do is, well, kill them. Both of them.
I knock on the wall. Just one problem. I can't get out of my cell. They've cut off my use of magic. And I've got these two lovely talkative guards outside.
Oh,
So,
do not worry, Iker. Your opportunity to leave your cell is closely coming. I can sense that Lenore is close. They're probably about to stage a rescue for you and help you break out so you can fight against the cult. But don't believe Lenore's niceties or her sister. They are evil, evil daughters. And they need to be brought to justice.
well, I'm gonna need proof that you can give me such power.
It was
a sample, I suppose.
Of course. At this, Sartosa extends her hand out and says, "Take my hand, Iker."
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, I like comedically just grab it and everything. I'm like, am I supposed to kiss it and then just kiss her hand?
Oh, you're such a flatterer, I admit. At this, Iker, you watch as blood begins to form around your arm, and it forms into blood armor, like a blood gauntlet around your hand. This is just a fraction of all the powers I can give you. You will have complete control over blood. You can forge it into anything you wish. Beasts, weapons, armor. You could even make duplications of your enemies if you wish. All this and more can be yours if you just make me one promise. Help me kill my vile daughters. You'll be doing the world a great, great favor.
Hmm. Then I agree.
Oh, Iker, I knew that you were a true hero, helping me, a poor woman who was wrongfully eliminated. But you know, not all demons are bad, Iker. Some of us have really good intentions. You'll see. Anyways, do you have anything else to say?
One question.
Of course.
What are you exactly? Like, are you dead and manifesting to me, or how are you able to speak with me as this?
Well, I was unfortunately banished back to the underworld, again, by cruel, cruel daughters and an evil pirate crew. Real savages, the lot of them. They took all this work that I was making for a better world and a better community, and they took it away from me for gold and treasure and items. And I was banished back to the underworld. Me, someone who is trying to do so much good and make a good name for my kind, demons. But since my blood exists in you, a piece of me still exists in Otax. Through you, Iker.
Would there be a way you'd be able to come back?
Perhaps. Maybe with the death of my daughters, we could find a way to bring me back to life, and I can continue my work as a savior.
But what if I'm not able to kill them?
Oh.
What if the party is?
Oh, Iker, don't
poses a
worry.
problem?
You'll have plenty of power to kill them.
I see.
Good. Oh, and I must tell you, nothing would get in the way of this, right?
I don't have ties to that group currently, so no.
Good.
Not particularly.
Excellent.
Not if it helps me destroy this cult and Valterians as it exists.
We will destroy the cults, we will destroy the Valterians, and we shall bring those evil people to justice. And with this, Sartosa fades away from you. And you feel a new source of power growing inside you. You cannot use it due to the torches, but makes you feel all that more stronger.
Can I do something?
Yeah.
So, Iker starts coughing and then, like, falls over and everything and then just winces in pain and screams.
The guards don't do anything.
And then he goes, ah. And then he goes up to the guards and everything and he said, there's something wrong with my blood. I can feel it. You need to get Malor, you need to get Zotar, one of them. I must tell them that there's something going on. There's a new thing happening.
The guards look at each other, and one Valterian elite nods, and you can see that they begin to walk off silently, as the other guard turns and faces you directly, Iker, to not let you get any sleight of hand on them. And Iker, I think that's where we will end your turn for now.
Okay.
As we go into the final part of what I have planned for this session, the rest of you can unmute.
Yay.
You are all wandering through Vandrel until finally the rocks in your pockets begin to vibrate.
Great.
Okay. God damn.
I love you.
You guys all look at each other and you pull out the rocks, and you can see that they're also glowing a color. Some of your rocks are slightly dimmer than others. For example, Mari's rock is brighter than the main group's rocks. Yours are all a bit dimmer.
Wow.
But yeah, Lenore is signaling to you all.
Lenore finally got her rocks off. Huh?
Oh my god.
As you all begin to walk out of the store and begin to walk, you notice that certain directions your rock gets brighter, and other directions it gets lower. You're assuming this is like a hot and cold thing, where the closer you are to Lenore, the brighter the rock glows. And so, after a bit of walking, you all walk into the slums area, and you can find Lenore is standing outside what looks like to be an old abandoned warehouse as you all slowly approach her. And she waves you all down. Think I found our way in.
Great. Alright, let's go.
I can do this.
Right. It may be a little gross. She turns around and points at the warehouse. This used to be an old hideout that a rebellion group named the Crown used to use. They used to use the sewer systems. From what I remember, we can probably take those sewer systems and, well, pop up right below Shadow Keep. So, are you all ready to go?
Sorry. Yes.
You all walk into the warehouse, and, you know, this will be beautiful for the comic books. Just like when Nim and Shawa revealed the false panel leading to the staircase, Lenore now reveals the false panel with the staircase leading down to the old crowned hideout. Right. It's gonna stink down there, so just plug your noses. As you all begin to walk down, Penelope speaks to you, Mari, and she says, "Nice new outfit."
Thanks.
We know.
Penelope just like shoots you a look, and she's just like, "Fine, sorry, I complimented you," and she starts walking down the staircase.
SMA.
Hello, girl.
As you all descend, you all arrive in an underground bunker-like base. It's pretty much left abandoned. There are empty tables, and you can see there are ripped banners around the room. From what you can see, these are blue, and you can see there's a crown symbol in the center. But this place appears to have been abandoned for about over a year.
Just squeaky noises.
As Lenore walks down, you all see that there's a little bit of what looks like to be guilt on her face as she kind of stands and looks at the room around.
Can I notice?
Yeah.
Bet. Alright. She's just gonna kind of look over at her, a bit confused. And then she's just gonna go, Nora's her, or stop making fun of me! Damn it! I was getting a character, and then you fucking ruined
It's
it.
okay, it's okay. We can bring it back. Say your thing.
Anyway, gonna look at Lenore, and then she's gonna say, "Why do you look guilty right now?"
Lenore kind of bites her lip and she says, let's just say this isn't the first time I've been down here," she says. It wasn't exactly a great night. And Lenore looks over at Penelope, and Penelope looks a little confused as Lenore is staring at her, and then she looks back forward. Yeah.
Pain. Okay. What are you saying now then?
Right. Sorry, I don't mean to, make things more depressing. It's just, I didn't do a lot of good things as a Valtarian. Let's just leave it at that, she says.
Valtarian is known for taking, let's say, helpless people and giving them false hope.
Lenore nods and she says, "Right. This way. Let's go through the sewers. Otto, you wouldn't happen to have a gizmo that could lead us around this maze, would you?
Like a GPS? What?
Sure. Whatever the hell a GPS is.
Like a
Sure. I'm gonna take out my little fairy taser and wake up the fucking fairy. Hey,
Bruh.
dude. Left or right?
The fairy looks at you and goes, and then points to the left.
Left it is. Come on, guys.
Right. As you guys are walking through, Otto, you're letting the fairy lead you guys through the maze. Not really sure if this is working, but Otto seems confident in this. And it stinks down here. I mean, it's the sewers, so it's full of shit and piss.
Me at home.
As you guys finish, okay, sorry, a little tired. As you guys finish making your rounds around the maze, you guys finally arrive at a more like ornate, slightly more productive part of the sewers, and Lenora just sighs and says, "All right, I think if the sewers were below a keep, this would probably be the best spot." And she looks up and she can see that there appears to be like a sewer drain leading up, and she looks at you all. "I hope you all don't mind to get a little dirty."
Okay. Mari does not look happy as she says this.
Pilar,
His
Pa-
new clothes.
Pilar looks over, really giddy at Mari, and he says, "I was right, Mari. Another piece of me is close. We just have to climb the shit pipe." And Pilar, and he's the first one to start climbing up the pipe.
Oh my
I love
god.
him so much.
I love him.
As you guys start to go up one by one, who's the last up? Let's say it's Nolai who's the last up.
Okay.
Because Penelope walks over to Lenore and asks her a question.
Okay.
Penelope walks over to Lenore as Nolai begins to climb, and Nolai, you're hearing this as you're going up, and Penelope just says, "Why did you look at me back there, Lenore?" And Lenore looks over at Penelope, and she just kind of sighs. "Look, I don't really know you, Penelope, but you just remind me of someone I wish I was on better terms with." And Lenore looks at Penelope's red hair, and Penelope just kind of tilts her head. And Lenore says, "Honestly, Penelope, it's probably best if we're not friends. You would hate me if you knew what I did." And Lenore follows Nolai and begins to climb, leaving Penelope there looking confused and a bit worried, as she's the last one to follow up. As you guys reach the top, Pilar is the first, and he just out, and you guys are what appears to be in the bathrooms. As you guys climb out, and you guys are covered in muck and, yes, shit. but not that much, you know. Pilar's definitely the dirtiest out of all of you. Mari's the cleanest, because I assuming she was casting some kind of spell to keep the muck off of her. As you all get to the top and kind of dust yourselves off and wash yourselves off, and Penelope just says, "That was fucking horrible."
Agreed.
Lenore looks at you all, and she puts her finger to her mouth to make like the shushing motion, and she just says,
I'm sorry.
and she just looks at you. Oh, and she looks at you all, and she's just like, she whispers like, "All right, got a lot of things to try and find here. So, who wants to go look for Iker, and who wants to go look for Zotar?"
I go look for Zotar. Sorry.
I guess I'll go help find Iker.
Penelope sighs. Penelope sighs. I'll go look for Iker too. No, Otto, you're gonna go find Zotar. No lie.
Yep. Me and him got some words.
All right, how is the party being split up right now?
So right now, Mari and Penelope are gonna go look for Iker. Otto and Junifer are gonna go look for Zotar. Lenore hasn't said who she's gonna go look for yet.
Before we split up, I'm gonna look at Lenore and ask her what she's doing.
I'll go help find Iker, Lenore says.
You see,
There's no more music. There's no more music.
Oh god, okay. But keep saying your thing. Keep saying your thing.
see, I want to go find Iker, but like I know that the party is kind of unevenly split.
Do you want to
Balance it for that, probably.
Huh?
Balance it for that, probably.
Well, no, but I did make a promise to Bond to like keep Penelope safe, so like, August, what's your call?
Well, Lenore, Penelope, and Mari are gonna go find Iker, which means that Junifer and Otto would be down a person. And Zotar may have the answer to getting those fucking creepy-ass voices out of your head.
Alright, you know what? Fuck it, yeah, I'll go with them.
Alright, so Lenore, Penelope, and Mari, and Pilar begin to head to go find Iker. And, of course, Mari has their other goal of finding the piece of Pilar. While Junifer, Otto, and Nolai head off to go find Zotar. And with that, we're going to end today's session on a cutscene.
God damn it!
God.
Damn it.
Of course.
Bruh.
Alright. The scene opens up also in Shadowkeep on the highest levels. Mallory can be seen sitting at a desk reading through a book as Zotar enters. Mallory looks up. So, did you get anything else out of him, or was he just a prick as usual? Zotar shrugs. Iker is by far the most annoying cultist I've ever had to work with. Mallory snickers at this. He has power, though. Immense amounts of power, but I don't know if even I want that kind of power, Mallory says. Dealing with the demon Sartosa. Heard that she was quite vile back in her day. Killed lots and lots of people to see her goals be met. Surprised you were all able to get her blood. Zotar shrugs. It was a hard bargain, but, you know, someone as evil and plotting as Sartosa would definitely want a failsafe, if you think about it. Mallory grins. So what you're telling me is that we don't really have to worry about Iker. He'll just take care of himself. Zotar slightly nods. We'll just see how it plays out. But Sartosa's blood is volatile. So, we'll see how long he can keep it in check. Mallory closes the book and puts it down. You see, I have appeared to have lost sight of our scout, Mari. I think that she's done the unthinkable and has averted my eyes from what she's up to. Something that could be considered treason in the Valterian Empire. Zotar looks up. This makes me think that they all may be closer than we expect. Zotar takes a seat at a couch in Mallory's room. What is your next plan, Mallory? Well, they're gonna come to us. We just have to wait and spring the trap. At this, Mallory speaks once again. Zotar, I know that you want Penelope. Obviously, I need her god magic, but I can guess from your name that you feel a little bit robbed by her, don't you? Zotar kind of stares into the fireplace and he says, it was me who was supposed to be the next champion of fire. She's simply just a thief. At this, Mallory just kind of shrugs. The gods pick who they want to pick, Zotar. And Zotar looks over. It's not right. I was destined to be the next champion of fire. Especially after he died. Worthless. Mallory looks over at Zotar. Zotar, don't worry. I'm sure very soon fortune will finally favor you, and you will get what you are deserved. Besides, I only need a little bit of Penelope's powers to get the fire god's magic. Whatever is left is yours, my friend. Zotar nods. Now, let us wait patiently. Everything is falling into place. I just wonder how many are going to live, and how many are going to die. And at that will be the end of today's session.
God damn.
I'll just see my Mari.
Huh? What?
Did you see my Mari art?
Oh no, I need to see it. Where is it? Artwork. Oh my lord, dude! Calm down! God fucking damn it.
Wait, where'd you post it?
Oh.
An artwork.
Okay.
God.
Yeah.
There is gonna be so much porn drawn of her if Otax ever gets big.
Ew.
Oh my
Yo, look. Look. The two biggest things that I've seen so far when it comes to porn is gonna be Ardor and Captain Bane, and then Mark. Like the Ardor and Captain Bane porn is gonna be so intense.
Oh.
Oh my god, that's my fucking wife, you guys.
Oh yeah.